All right. Hello, everyone. It's going to be weird me getting used to looking at the PlayStation camera down there. I'm used to looking at a webcam on top of the screen. Anyway, hi. Um, so, for those not familiar, just as an introduction, I am Sam Gronseth. I run the web series Games is Lit 101 on YouTube. And what is happening? Sorry, something's weird playing from my computer now, and I need to make it stop. Is that a... I don't actually know what's going on. Okay, whatever, sorry. It's always got to be with one technical difficulty or another. So, as I said, Sam Gronseth, Games is Lit 101. I mean, it's a web series on YouTube that aims to study video games as a narrative art form. So talking about the stories they tell and how they tell those stories, and for that matter, how they tell them uniquely as video games. So, so yeah, that's essentially what I'm about. Now, this specifically is, every month my series does a literary analysis where I go into full detail on a game that, you know, deserves it, obviously. You know, I've done Bastion, I've done the first Halo, and, you know, a variety of other games. So, The Last of Us is my next one, and that, of course, is the game I'm streaming here. I have played it before. I actually played it when it first came out. For that matter, it's the first game I played together with my wife, who was not my wife at the time, but, you know, really excellent game. I mean, you know, believe the hype on this one, honestly. It's really good, but of course it's been a while. I played through it a bit when I got this PS4 version, but didn't actually finish it, and now I need to play through it again, take notes, talk about it. So this stream is probably different from any of the ones I've done, and it's definitely probably different from most around in that I will be quite regularly pausing the game to talk about it, to kind of voice out some of my thoughts, and I also have a computer right down here on which I'm going to be taking some notes. Because ultimately the goal of this replay is for me to get material for me to talk about when I analyze this game. And you guys are along for the ride. So, if you have any thoughts, anything interesting that, you know, you think of or want to talk with me about while I'm playing, by all means, please do post them in the comments. Part of the goal of this is to let you guys be part of this process. So, I'm kind of excited for it. I mean, maybe the result will just be boring. You know, me pausing the game constantly to wax poetic about storytelling and narrative stuff, but you know, it could be fun. I don't know, and I figure you guys might enjoy taking part in the process. So I'm going to take care of some issues because I have two computers now that are making noise and I want them to stop. So just a second and then I'll get started. Alright, sheesh. Sorry, this is the first time I've streamed on Twitch, aside from like a 1-minute test run, like half an hour ago. So, I think I messed something up. Or not messed something up, I just had it open still on these, and for some odd reason didn't have the foresight to realize that it was going to be making noise, and I was going to be hearing myself over the computer, so, so yeah, let me, get to my note-taking over here. Alright, so, real quick note as well before I get started. My current, I mean, obviously spoilers for this whole thing, because, you know, I'm going to be playing through it. If you haven't played The Last of Us, then, you know, this will work, but at the same time, I'm very much an advocate for playing through video games. Interactivity is a very important part of the storytelling. It's, you know, watching someone else play is kind of like listening to a movie. You get the gist, but you're not going to truly experience it, I think. So, you know, I do recommend playing the game, but if you have, then, great, and if you haven't, then I hope this works for you. My initial interpretation of the game, the understanding that I have of its story as of now, spoiler-free for now, because, you know, I do want people who haven't played it to at least kind of experience it through this, is largely a result of my own thought and my own discussion with my wife right after we both played it. But, of course, like any solid stance on something like this, it also includes other input from other sources with different experience or more experience sometimes. You know, Extra Credits has talked about it a bit. I've seen Matthew Matosis review it, which he focuses a lot more on mechanics than storytelling, but he had some good stuff to say about the story as well. So ultimately, in my mind, this game is largely about just kind of exploring the... Sorry, I'm not nearly as eloquent, but I don't have a written script. Largely about exploring the question of what we do when there is more on the line than just us, but when we are facing great personal loss, I suppose. That's a bit of a simplistic and overly specific interpretation, and there's more to it than that, but it's a little complex to go into. So we'll do it as we go through it, and I think you'll see what I mean when we get to the end. It's a complicated one, and the ending just really leaves a lot of interesting questions floating around. It still kind of haunts me, and this game originally came out like 2 years ago, so... Anyway, let's get started. Like I said, I'll be pausing it all throughout to just talk about it and take some notes myself as well. So if you have things to say, then please do say them, and I will interact with you guys. So, let's go then. New game. On normal. What? Oh, yeah, I guess... Sorry, it's having me save. I think that took the video away from you guys, but... This is one thing I absolutely love about the game, is that right off the bat it has one huge, long loading screen, but after that there's nothing. And that's great. You know, so long as you continue, you know, if you stop, you know, turn the system off and then come back to it, then of course it'll need to load again, but... But it's very nice to just have this, you know, it'll be completely uninterrupted aside from this, and that helps with immersion, I think, and it's impressive for that matter. This game was gorgeous on the PS3, but in my opinion, the best looking PS3 game, aside from perhaps more stylized ones like Ni no Kuni or something. And it was impressive then. It's still impressive now. Hello, Yassine. I will try and let you guys hear the cutscenes, though, so...
Tommy, listen to me. He is the contractor. He's the contractor, okay? I can't lose this job. I understand. Let's talk about this in a minute, okay?
Troy Baker is truly excellent as Joel, too, by the way.
All right, good night.
Hey.
Scoot.
Monday at work, huh?
What are you still doing up? It's late.
Crud, what time is it?
It's way past your bedtime.
But it's still today.
Honey, please not right now. I do not have the energy for this.
Here,
What's this?
your birthday? You kept complaining about your broken watch. So, I figured, you know. You like it?
Is the stream pausing for you guys?
Honey, this is... It's
What?
nice, but I think it's stuck. It's not...
What? No. Oh, ha ha.
Where did you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
Oh, good. You started helping out with
Okay.
the mortgage then.
Good.
Yeah, you wish.
It's worth noting, of course, that, I mean, just... Thus far, there's been no gameplay, of course, so this is all cinematic stuff, but... That was a great scene. Yeah, just in terms of, you know, immediately cementing their relationship and how good it is. And, of course, it just looks gorgeous. I've seen very few games that,
All right, baby girl.
sell a realistic art style as well as this one. Yes, I have played The Last of Us. This is a replay for the sake of an analysis I'm going to be doing on Games is Lit 101 soon. So, yeah.
Hello?
That's why I'm going to be talking about it and pausing it a lot.
Daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I need to talk to your dad now. There's something.
Uncle Tommy? Hello?
Alright, now, this is interesting. and this opening sequence is actually one of my favorite parts of the game.
What was that all about?
Specifically for thematic reasons. Sorry, I need to fix something really quick. I'm an inverted camera person, and that threw me off horrible. So, alright. Okay, we're good. Oh, yeah, no, I know what's gonna happen. No, I fixed you. Stop. Oh, that's aiming, just aiming. No, camera 2, okay. Sorry, my bad. So anyway, this scene. Yeah, no, I've seen that opening scene a lot, and interestingly enough, a while ago I actually saw it was an interesting. Sorry, like I said, a lot of pausing and waiting around and talking about it. It's an interesting conversation I saw that some people on extra credits were having. I think it was Daniel and James, or maybe others. I don't know. People were disagreeing as to whether this beginning sequence playing as Sarah was the most powerful, or later on the thing that happens in a few minutes was most powerful. And ultimately, I think it's different. Maybe I'll talk more about it once it actually happens. But I think that they're similarly powerful, but in very different ways. The effect of this one is more long-reaching and subtle, whereas the effect of the other one is more directly impacting. But we'll see. For now, I'll just talk about what we've got here. Playing as Sarah was a brilliant choice in a lot of ways, and of course, all sorts of wonderful presentational elements that Naughty Dog is known for. The animations, they've been incredible. Like ever since Jak 2, I think, was the first one to start having really detailed, even in-gameplay animations from Naughty Dog. And just the way that you're not just walking around as Sarah, like she clearly is tired and not, the way she walks, the way she's slumping her shoulders and occasionally goes and rubs her eyes and yawns. Yeah, it's just excellent. This is some of the best visual presentation I've ever seen in a video game. Yeah, a lot of the analysis will probably just be me waxing poetic about it. I love this game, but the other thing it does,
I forgot to give this to him.
aside from giving us a little more character development, not a fossil yet. Yeah, the extra development they give you by letting you interact with stuff is, of course, good. That kind of development through interaction is a very powerful thing in this medium, usually. But more importantly, on a
Dad?
more subtle but much more important note to the overall tone and theme of the game, is the fact that right now, I mean, generally throughout the game we play as Joel, and I wouldn't call this game a power fantasy, at least not nearly in the same way that something like Call of Duty is a power fantasy, but Joel is a very powerful, capable character. Can I splash my face like in Heavy Rain? No? Okay. Oh, it's a common joke, because usually in Heavy Rain when you use a sink, it just splash face all the time, but oh, okay, I forgot about the foreshadowing too, that's nice. But right from the start, the game doesn't put you in Joel's position. It doesn't give you that power fantasy right from the beginning. Instead, it puts you in Sarah's shoes, which is not only important because it avoids the trap of making you immediately feel like you are everything in the game world revolves around how awesome you are, but specifically because it's putting you in the situation of someone who not only is relatively powerless, but also who is dependent on Joel, on the character that you're going to be playing later. Right from the beginning, or well, I'll let this scene play out and then continue.
Afflicted with the infection show signs of increased aggression, and there seems to be some commotion coming from
Also amazing. I love that. Like, what a way to bring it from something's happening out in the world to holy crap, it's here. Yeah, I mean, that's just an excellent scene right there. But anyway, yeah, because Joel, a lot of this game is about protection, about a father figure attempting to protect a daughter figure, and
What's going on?
right from the start, this not only puts Joel in the role of a protector, but in the role of the player's protector. Right from the start, we know that Joel is to be protecting like us, essentially. Like, so when later on it puts us in his shoes, but still in the role of the protector, it makes perfect sense. There's no question as to whether we should be going along with it or anything. He is the one who protects because he had to protect us at one point, and that is brilliant. That's the reason I say you need to play this instead of watch it, you know?
Homie on the way.
This is interactive storytelling, you know? Not just the moments where a game lets you choose one way or another, or lets you change the story, but this is great. Home late tonight. Okay.
Where is he?
One of my earlier episodes of the web series was about major and minor interactivity. A difference being major narrative interactivity is the stuff that lets you change the story, change the events of the game, you know, deciding between options in Mass Effect and stuff like that. It's major interactivity. But minor interactivity, well, it doesn't allow you to change stuff, simply allows you to be part of it in a meaningful way. And that is also very, very important. And this game is a master at it. So, let's go in here and see this bit.
There you are.
Sarah, are you okay?
Yeah?
Does anyone come in here?
The way her hands are moving now.
Come in here.
It's
Don't
perfect.
go near the doors. Just stand back there.
Dad, you're kind of freaking me out. What's going on?
It's the Coopers. Something ain't right with them. I think they're sick.
What kind of sick?
Jimmy!
Dad?
Honey, come here. Come here.
That's also how you do meaningful jump scares.
Jimmy, I am warning you. Don't!
You shot him.
Sarah,
I saw him this morning.
listen to me. There is something bad going on. And we have got to get out of here. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Tommy, come on.
All lighting effects too. I love this game.
Where you been? You have any idea what's going on out there?
I got some notion.
Holy shit. You got blood all over you.
It ain't mine. Let's just get out of here.
They're saying half the people in the city lost their minds.
Can we just please go?
Some sort of parasite or something.
This bit too.
Tell me what happened.
I can't talk over it too much because they'll be talking a lot, but I love the animation as you move throughout the car.
Can we hear us
Just
on the radio?
brilliant.
Yeah, sure thing.
Thanks.
No cell phone. No radio.
I mean, that's what Naughty Dog's good at, so it doesn't surprise me, but it's just excellent.
These men wouldn't shut up.
They say where to go?
They said, Army's put up roadblocks on the highway. No getting into Travis County.
We need to get the hell out. Take 71.
71, that's where I'm
Did they say how many are dead?
at. Probably a lot. Found this one family all mangled inside their
Tommy.
house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is the little details that they're particularly good at.
Jesus Christ, how did this happen?
They got no clue. But we ain't the only town. First they're saying it's just the South. Now they're going on about the East Coast, the West Coast.
Now, seeing a lot of... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just pause because, like I said, this is going to have a lot of pausing and me talking about it and analyzing things. The only reason I haven't taken notes yet is because that's something I actually noted before. It's already written down. But as introductions to new scary threats go, I mean, this is the beginning of the game, obviously, so it's a bit different from something like revealing the Flood in Halo or heck, even the Taken in Destiny, the Taken King, which is surprisingly excellent. This one's excellent. Again, largely because it's not just... Oftentimes they'll take away your power in situations like that to make it so you're vulnerable, but this time you're inherently vulnerable. You're a young girl who has no experience with this sort of thing, so all of this stuff going on around us is, even if we don't necessarily realize it, psychologically speaking, it's far scarier than it would be otherwise. Just because, again, we're not in a situation where, like, oh no, there's another thing that I'll need to shoot. It's something, we can't just shoot it. We know that we are not in a position to be taking this on. And that makes it far more powerful. It's just, it's excellent how this first bit is presented.
That's Lewis's farm. I hope that sumbitch made it out.
I'm sure he did.
Were we sick?
No, of course not.
do you know?
They said it's just people in the city. We're good.
Didn't Jimmy work in the city?
That's right, he did.
We're fine. Trust me.
All right.
Let's see what they need.
A surprising amount of
Got a
pop-in.
kid, Joel.
So do we.
But we have room.
Keep driving, Tommy. You see what I see.
I did forget about that too. That's an interesting detail to me, that right from the beginning they also established the theme of protecting your own at the cost of others, because that, of course, is going to be an incredibly important thing for Joel as this story goes on. Those of you who have played the game probably know what I'm talking about. So that's a very good touch that they put in there, and I hadn't noticed that. So I'm going to write that down really quick. Again, sorry, analysis, that is the main goal of this. Still, if you guys are having any thoughts about what I'm saying or anything else you're noticing that I haven't mentioned or whatever, please do comment about it. I am happy to talk about it and consider what all of you are saying. That's a lot of why this is here. So give me just a sec to get this written down. Okay.
Someone else will come along.
You should have.
Okay, another... All right. The fact that Sarah just said that is incredibly important. Oh man, okay, I wish I could just be assuming that all of you have played the game. Various interpretations of the ending, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, involve the probability that someone else involved in that ending, in a similar position to Sarah, would have said the same thing if asked. Sorry, the camera's down there, not up there. And I like that. I like that. This whole game, in many ways, is all about showing a connection between these two characters. And that's an excellent way of establishing that from the beginning, before we've even met the other one. And that's good. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. No, sorry, wrong button.
This is bad. Everyone and their mother had the same damn idea.
Yep.
Just backtracking.
Tommy! Holy shit!
Uh,
What just happened? What the fuck just happened? Did you see that?
Yes, sorry.
God damn.
man.
Turn here, turn here.
Come on, people, move.
What are they running from?
Get us out of here.
I'm trying.
Oh no.
We can't stop here, Tommy.
I can't fucking drive through them, Joel!
Back up there!
They're behind me, too!
There! Hold on! Go!
Backing up still would have been better in that situation, I feel like, but okay. And not only because of that. Oh, could we get subtitles? Sure. Yeah, sounds good. You know, too, I could make sure, oh yeah, dialogue always needs to be louder than the rest of these. Chat? Oh, right, I regularly forget that The Last of Us has multiplayer. I haven't even played it, honestly. I don't know if it's any good. And in this scenario, that's not only because I care less about multiplayer than the story. I also, being completely honest, it annoys me that it's there. It's not quite as bad as Spec Ops, but the themes of the story do not hold up particularly well in a context where you can just go online and kill people for fun. The combat of the game and what the story is trying to mean just does not work well with that. There is a lot of thematic dissonance between the single-player mode and everything that it brilliantly accomplishes, and the existence of a multiplayer mode in this game, the very existence of it. And that it kind of annoys me. But anyway, Side note. And yes, I am streaming right now. So, alright, subtitles on. That should help you guys out. Sorry, I should have thought of that. Yeah, I've actually heard the multiplayer is good, but I don't like that it exists in this game specifically. I like multiplayer in general.
Get back. Get back.
Okay, and see, now it puts us in the position of Joel. First time in the game we were controlling him. The perspective shifts have another meaning as well to the game, but I won't get into that until later on. There's a better time to talk about that than this.
Dad?
I'm here, baby. I'm here. Come, give me your hand. What is it?
My leg hurts.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
We're gonna need to run.
Yeah, Spec Ops is the worst example of that for sure. Brilliant game. Should not have had multiplayer.
Now hold on tight.
Alright, now I'm just gonna pause it because honestly, I'd feel terrible talking over any of this next bit coming up here. Okay, so like I was saying before about in the position of Ellie, where Joel is the protector, now it puts us in a position where we are playing as Joel, and he's still in a role of the protector. But it, again, on a subtle psychological level, it very much allows us to be put in the position, or not put in the position. It enforces to us, psychologically, that he is a protector, not a person. I mean, you know, think about games like The Walking Dead, Telltale's Walking Dead, not that terrible Survival Instinct. That game was horrible, but Telltale's Walking Dead is a masterpiece, and you're put in the role of a protector, but your choices are basically about how good of a protector you're going to be. You know, you could decide whether protecting Clementine is actually something that's important to you, or whether she's just kind of a burden to you, essentially. But this game, of course, is a bit more linear than that, and it's not giving us a choice as to whether Joel is supposed to protect Sarah. Sarah's his daughter. Of course he would protect her. So instead, it gives us that scenario where we need to be protected by him, and then puts us in a situation where he needs to protect someone that we were up until now playing as. It makes this whole connection of father and daughter and protector and person in need of protection in much more clarity, without us even necessarily realizing it. And again, brilliant. It's just, this is the stuff of interactive storytelling. This is good stuff. So anyway, I'll play this and probably pause it if I need to talk about anything else, because this whole stuff coming up, I can't talk over it.
Daddy, I'm scared.
Keep running.
Again, the animations, he's shielding her from stuff, and it's just so good.
Over there.
We're gonna get out of this. I promise.
Was that a Wilhelm scream? I didn't hear that before.
This way. Through the alley. Go.
Oh.
He's dead. Jesus. God damn it.
I'm glad, too, they don't make this very challenging. Like, it's possible to die, but this is one of those situations where being killed would just like, severely screws up the atmosphere and the tone. So, it's good that they made it a little difficult to actually get killed.
Get to the highway. Go. You got Sarah. I can outrun him.
Uncle Tommy?
I will meet you there. Hurry.
Daddy, we can't leave him.
He's gonna be fine.
That was a nice little red herring, too. That's normally the place where Tommy would die.
You're getting closer. Dad?
Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not going to talk over this at all.
Hey, we need help.
Stop!
Please. It's my daughter. I think her leg is broken.
Stop right there!
Okay. We're not sick.
Got a couple of civilians in the outer perimeter. Please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
We're gonna get you to safety and go back for him, okay?
Sir, there's a little girl. But... Yes, sir.
Somebody, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit. Please don't. Oh, no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. Listen to me. I know this hurts. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me. I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby. Please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me. Come on. No. 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 Please. 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 Please.
Yeah. It's a
The number of confirmed deaths has
damn
passed
good opening.
200. The governor has called a state of emergency.
There are hundreds and hundreds of bodies lining the streets.
Panic spread worldwide after a leaked report from the World Health Organization showed that the latest vaccination tests have failed.
With the bureaucrats out of power, we can finally take the necessary steps.
Los Angeles is now the latest city to be placed under martial law. All residents are required to report to their designated quarantine. Riots have continued for a third consecutive day, and winter rations are at an all-time low.
See, in a lot of games, this sort of thing would be the
Fireflies have claimed
focus,
responsibility for both
you know?
attacks.
Their public charter calls for the return of all branches of government.
Demonstrations broke out following the execution of 6 more alleged fireflies.
The story would be all about the martial law and the dystopia,
Rise with us.
but in this situation, it's just really
In the
not.
darkness, look for the light. Believe
This
in
stuff
the
is
fireflies.
this stuff is all developed early on, quickly, because it's not what matters. You know, we need to know it, but it's not the point. Yeah, you can send it. I mean, that's fine by me. I will also, again, before this goes, note that another thing that I actually was taking note of during that scene was that, again, we have another scenario where someone makes a decision to give up, to essentially allow, or in this case, to be fair, actively kill, but, you know, allow someone to die for the sake of the greater good. And in a scenario where you're not even entirely sure that that's going to... Hello, Pandora. That's my cat. So, in a scenario where you're not... I mean, you know, he had no way of knowing for sure whether they were infected or not, but those were his orders, was to take a move that could possibly save people, but also might not be necessary, and either way will result in the death of innocent people. That, of course, was an incredibly foundational event in Joel's life, and I mean, you know, just this time had noticed that, of course, would be that is the vision that Joel has of that sort of action, of that sort of risky, I mean, you know, killing someone else for the sake of hopefully maybe saving others. That is his perception of that action, was the man who killed his daughter. Which, again, of course, will be important later in ways that I can't say now. But yeah, that's important to me, and that's interesting. I'm glad I noticed that. I guess I'm also going to need to look at this GIF that someone posted in the chat, but I'll need to bring it up on here. So I'll let this play and do that. Hey. Sorry. My bad. Apparently the controller was low. I did not realize that. Fixed it. So. Oh, there are ads on my stream? I didn't... Oh, sorry. I don't know if that... It just told... This is my first time streaming on the PS4. Apparently my controller died. I don't know, if that messed stuff up for you guys, but it's fixed now. Also, apparently there are ads on my, Oh, I can't actually access what was, previously chatted here. Strange. Alright, I'll figure that out later and look at that link later. Okay, anyway, sorry. Technical difficulties. So it wouldn't be a Games as Lit stream without him. So, anyway, let's go. I do like that he's visibly older. We don't usually have older men starring in video games, you know, it's all the young hero types. Joel is neither of those.
How was your morning? Want one?
No, I don't.
Also, that pouring water looked decent. Never seen another game do that. Actually make that look good.
I have some interesting news for you.
Where were you, Tess?
West End District. Hey, we had a drop to make.
We had a drop to make.
Well, you wanted to be left alone, remember?
So I'll take one guess. The whole deal went south and the client made off with our pills. Is that about right?
Deal went off without a hitch. Enough ration cards to last us a couple of months, easy.
You want to explain this?
I was on my way back here, and I got jumped by these two assholes, alright? And yeah, they got a few good hits in, but... Look, I managed.
Give me that. Are these assholes still with us?
That's funny.
Just find out who they were.
Yeah, look, they were a couple of nobodies. They don't matter. What matters is that Robert fucking sent them.
Our Robert.
He knows that we're after him. He figures he's gonna get us first.
Son of a bitch, he's smart.
No. He's not smart enough. I know where he's hiding.
Like hell you do.
Old warehouse in Area 5. Can't say for how long, though.
Well, I'm ready now. Yeah.
Oh, I can do now.
Alright. Thoughts? Sorry, I said at the beginning of the stream I was going to be interrupting it a lot, and I'll probably just keep apologizing for it anyway. But, whatever. I like, too, that this scenario, we've just been introduced to Tess, but it's obvious that she's not helpless. She is not Sarah. You know, she can take care of herself, and that's clear in this scenario. But even so, despite having worked with her for clearly a while, and I don't know exactly how long, but a while, Joel still worries. You know, and for that matter, even assumes that without him there, she couldn't manage. You could say there's some sexism there, but I don't think that... If that is the case, I don't think it's the main thing. More importantly is the simple fact that psychologically Joel seems to have this need to protect the people he's close to. He clearly doesn't even have the same kind of relationship with Tess as he did with Sarah, but still, when he finds out that she went without him being there to try and protect her, he has that negative reaction to it. And even assumes that it must have gone wrong because he wasn't there, despite the fact that he knows by now. He has to know that she's pretty capable. Again, a lot of... I mean, that's fairly basic character development. You know, it doesn't make him a completely three-dimensional character yet or anything, but it's very important character development because this is the defining thing for Joel. That's the thing about him. He's a good character in that he is developed in such a way that he's a complex person, but ultimately what drives him is quite simple. The trauma of what happened in that opening scene is far and away the most important thing for the events of this game, for his character. So, anyway.
checkpoint's still open.
Only got a few hours left until curfew.
Well, we better hurry up then.
Man, 6 p.m.? That's a terrible curfew time.
Wait, are you serious?
I got served the damn papers this morning. I've been selected for outside work duty.
Oof.
That's such crap. Soldiers are supposed to handle the outside.
I'll make sure to tell them.
Again, dystopia, you know, totalitarian stuff going on here, but that's not the focus. It develops it. It develops it well, but it develops it in passing. That's not what the story's about.
Attention. Citizens are required to carry a certified ID at all times. Compliance with all city personnel is mandatory.
Look at that. Ration line hasn't opened yet. Must be running low again.
Of course, these guys are jerks. I've never watched this, actually. I need to see what happens here.
Hold her down. Do it. Eyes forward.
Oh. I feel like the fact that she struggled like that means the shot isn't the most humane thing ever. Oh, gosh. Okay. So yeah, they still obviously have... Oh, man, I like that she just waits there for you. They're continuing to reinforce this, then.
Seems like more people are getting infected.
That just means more people are sneaking out.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, this is a completely new thought for me, so let me, so I know I'm pausing it so much. This will happen less while I'm shooting dudes. And I'm gonna hope, at least, I guess, that you guys are here because you like hearing me ramble about it, because that's a lot of what the stream's gonna be. Joel, from the beginning, is rationalizing this. Or not from the beginning, I guess. I don't know how early it started, necessarily, but from the beginning of our time with him in the post-weird plant zombie spore world thing. It reminds me a lot, and I'm trying to think of a good example, at least definitely one that, you know, wouldn't be politically controversial or something. But there are definitely a lot of situations like that, you know, where something's changing, something is happening, and people just say, oh, it's just normal, or it's just because people are doing this, you know? A good example, I guess, might actually be Generation X and their opinions of millennials, you know, often being, and, you know, like, oh, unemployment rates are high or whatever, and then of course they're just all like, oh, that's just because these millennials are lazy, when, you know, like the actual process of employment, jobs are hard to get now, you know. So you know, stuff like that. Things are changing, things important are changing, and he's rationalizing it away. And in this scenario, you know, that's kind of what he does, you know, even in the end and stuff like that. It's another problem. It's someone else's problem, not his. And that is an interesting... Okay, sorry, just a second. I need to write this down, and then I'll get going again. All right. It's probably also a coping mechanism in terms of, I mean, you know, if more and more people are getting infected, that means more, you know, that means it's spreading. Like, it's going to be a worse thing, and he, you know, that's understandably the kind of thing that we'd probably want to, you know, plug our ears and go la 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 instead of actually acknowledging. So he continues rationalizing, and it's not getting worse. It's just people are being bad, you know, dodging the problem. Actually reminds me a little of victim blaming too, you know. So, because it is victim blaming, technically speaking. But anyway, I'll sort of. This is just an impeccably written game.
I got us all new papers. They shouldn't give us any static up there. Just play cool.
Oh. Just the way he turns when he passes someone, and the animations, again, I tell you, brilliant.
See you, Robert. Here you go. What's your business here? Got the day off. Visiting a friend. All right, let me run through it. Thanks.
Get out of here! Go! Close it up! Firefly!
Well.
Let's go, come on.
I forgot you could do a quick turn like that. Oh, that's the button to go faster. Okay.
Attention. Checkpoint 5 is now closed until further notice. All civilians must move around the area.
So much for the easy route. Patch yourself up, all right?
And this, of course, I don't usually talk much about gameplay in my analyses, but stuff like this is something that I'll definitely... Wait, what? That I'll definitely be mentioning. The simple fact that it there might be better opportunity to talk about this later. Whatever. I'll brief note now. Like I said, I'm not as eloquent as in when I have a script in the web series. The fact, the action in this game, the danger is all very tense. Basically, all of it. It's interesting the way it's designed, and there are a lot of elements that go into that atmosphere of tension and stress. And part of it definitely is that, you know, all the things that you do. There's no just, you know, oh, press this button to immediately use a health pack. There is, you know, bring out your backpack, take something out, craft a few of these things, and then hold this button for a second to kill. You know, none of it pauses the game. None of it happens immediately.
We're gonna have to go
you have to commit time to everything and vulnerability.
Or we could just let Robert go.
Cute. Hey, Tess, you see that shit?
I must have a lot of these things around.
Hey, how's the east tunnel looking?
It's clear. I just used it. No patrols. And where are you off to?
Gonna pay Robert a visit.
You too?
Who else is looking for him?
Marlene. She's been asking around, trying to find him.
Marlene? What do the Fireflies need with Robert?
You think she'd tell me?
Well, what did you tell her?
The truth. I got no idea where he's hiding.
Good man. Hey, you stay out of trouble, all right? Military's gonna be out in force soon.
Yeah, see you around.
Though it does still do that slightly annoying thing where my walk speed is slightly different from everyone else's. But
what do you make of that?
I understand why that's the case.
You better find him before the Fireflies do.
That's always a thing that, like, I understand why it's necessary. If you moved at the same speed, then if you fell behind, you would never catch up. But it's just awkward when you end up needing to, like, jerkily stop and then go again.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Shit's stirring up out there. How we looking over here?
It's been quiet. No signs of military or infected.
That's what I like to hear.
He sounds similar to Joel. That confused me for a second.
Joel, give me a hand with this.
Do I... Oh, I just move. Okay. Didn't give me prompts, which is a good thing in a way, you know. Less prompts, more immersion, but... Let me just go over here really quick and see if there's anything interesting for me to do. Ooh, chess! That... What? That is a convoluted looking chess game. Also, it looks like... the... I'm sorry, this is stupid. It has nothing to do with analysis, but, but I need to confirm for some reason, because... Whatever. So that's the queen. Okay. Yeah, black is pretty screwed there. He's not in checkmate, but he is, How does that game even work? Okay, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Alright, yeah, exit photo mode. Alright, we're good. Sorry, I don't know why I had to look at that. I've been playing chess a lot at my, after-school job.
Oh, God, this place reeks. I need to watch what they throw away down here. There be light.
Yeah, that was actual darkness, too, and that's
Grab our
nice.
gear.
I always appreciate when video games have dark areas and they are actually dark.
Our backpacks are still here from last time.
Alright, good. Things to get. Gun. Always gotta have guns.
Make your shots count.
I actually forgot about that element of the game somehow. It's rare now to see a game do ammo scarcity at all, let alone to do it well, you know? Nothing else around? Okay. But this game does. Just seriously, you get a gun and you have 4 bullets, and you won't find a whole ton more. You have to be really careful. You have to make your shots count, and even then, you shouldn't use guns when you don't have to. You know, it's I love how that works.
Come on.
These sequences are nice too. I mean, they're minor, of course. Sometimes stuff like that comes across as a little unnecessary, but it reminds me in, admittedly, a far less sweet and relationship-building way of Eco. Which, if any of you haven't played Eco, play Eco, but that's, I mean, you know, because that whole time you're protecting Yorda, and there are a whole lot of scenarios where you have to help her up or something, and the effect of that is to build trust between the two. And while this is far less sweet, it definitely does help communicate through basic little gameplay diversions that, you know, these two people are working together and they're trusting each other, and, you know, that this isn't something you can do alone, that the other person with you is important, and you trust them, and that's why they're here.
Be careful.
When am I not?
That a trick question?
Soundtrack is good too. I forget if it's written by the same guy that did the Uncharted music, but the acoustic noodling is not really my thing, but it's perfect for this game.
Ain't been out here in a while.
It's like we're on a date.
Well, I am the romantic type.
You got your ways.
Yeah, and of course, somewhere out there, a million fanboys and fangirls start speculating about their sexual history, writing fanfics.
It's got to be around here somewhere.
I think it's probably safe to assume they've been involved, but also that it hasn't been particularly personal. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of beside the point. Ladder. I like this too. It's little. It's not a puzzle really, but it doesn't go all like, oh, new objective, get the ladder right here on the minimap, or you know, anything like that. For a little while, you acknowledge it acknowledges that, you know,
got it.
Great, bring it over.
You gotta find stuff. Stuff doesn't always go smoothly, and it's not gonna be it's not gonna just show you how to do it. There is one scene in the game where it probably goes a little overboard with all the ladder and bridge puzzles, but
Lady, you must be thinking of someone else.
It's all relative.
This way.
you know, I'm not sure the original concept of a lady is gonna particularly exist in this society. Still, though, not much commenting about the about like the game itself and any of the stuff I've been saying. I'm kind of surprised. I figured there'd be a decent amount of people with thoughts on it. I guess there are only 8 people here at the moment, so. But is that a shiny? Shiny! Oh, I forgot I could just turn the flashlight on whenever I want. Firefly pendant. Why wouldn't I have found... Oh, because I played on the PS3 before. So, Oh. Is this like an orphanage or something? Shoot first. Oh, gosh. I love... Wow, that kid had some problems. I love the, it's dark. It's super dark. But I love the juxtaposition, like... Usually in games like this, including this one, when you see handprints. Oh yeah, trust building and then betrayal is always a nice thing. It's not a thing this one does, but it's always interesting. But anyway, when you see handprints on walls or something in games like this, that normally means you know, they're bloody handprints and something died, and is a way of, because it is, again, a I don't think it's as important in this game as something like Fallout or Bastion or heck, even like Gears of War maybe, but the juxtaposition of the new world and the old, the beauty and reminiscence of how things were versus the horrible, dark, violent way they are now, is still very important to this game. And that's an interesting little touch to me. Sorry, I know at this point I'm going off on like random little tangents, but that is the point of this stream, so I hope it's at least mildly interesting and entertaining. But yeah, so now we see handprints from before of, you know, little kids who lived here and innocently, you know, like dabbed their hands in paint and stuck them on the wall, and that's an interesting juxtaposition compared to what we normally associate handprints on walls with at this point. Let me write that down real quick. I don't know if I'll mention it necessarily in the analysis. A lot of this is tiny, but I want to write down everything and keep it all here so that when I am writing the analysis, I have all of this for reference. I am not going to rewatch my entire stream while I write it. All right. Hopefully this is interesting enough. I mean, I'm not an experienced streamer in the first place, but at this point I'm like actively stopping playing the game on a regular basis to just talk at you guys. So hopefully what I have to say is interesting enough to at least keep some level of interest.
For his sake, be better.
Once we get our merchandise back, it should be easy to unload.
Well, speaking of merchandise, when's that next shipment due?
We're meeting Bill next month. More pills, lots of ammo.
Yeah, well, he always shows up with something. Should keep us busy for a while.
How to draw criminals? Drawing the human body. I was kind of hoping, I'll admit. Flying to an apple tree, swim away. I'll admit I was kind of hoping how to be a stalker, getting away with it. Wow. Sometimes the books you see in games like this, kind of like the books and shots in movies, will... Awesomeness in the jar, well, will say something, you know, like the books they choose to put up there will be important. I was kind of hoping that was going to be the case here, but it looks like they went more with the realistic route of there are millions of books out there, so you don't know what kind of stuff is going to be on someone's shelf, which makes a lot more sense, and I like that, but, you know, I was kind of hoping for like a, you know, like all the Moby Dick references in Wrath of Khan, so something like that.
Spores.
Nothing there. All right. And now we've all got gas masks. And it's the point where if this was me in real life, I'd be going, "Are you my mommy?" And yeah, Doctor Who reference for those of you cool enough to get it.
Coming out of something. Stay alert.
There's our culprit.
Body's not that old. Better keep your eyes and ears open.
Mm-hmm. So one gets in from somewhere and the spores get all over. would be quite easy to spread. Okay, this is the problem with the delay between chat. You asked me how I'm liking the new season, and I'm not knowing what you're talking about. Because I'm sure I mentioned something about a show or something a bit ago, but
We should be able to fit through here.
I'm seeing it like 30 oh, wow. I'm seeing it like 30 seconds after you heard me talk about it. So, I'm not sure.
This way.
If you can clarify in the comment, I will. Oh, Doctor Who, I actually haven't seen it yet. I watched the show with my mom, which now that I've moved away from her is...
Watch it.
Oh.
My mask broke. Don't leave me to turn. Please.
Alright. I will quickly answer the question for this person here. But then there's also something to say about this. I haven't seen the new season of Doctor Who yet. I'm actually just... I need to see the finale of the last one, because, like I said, I watch it with my mom. That's one thing that we kind of keep for the times that we hang out, now that I've moved away and we don't get to see each other as much. So I'm, you know, a little behind. But I love Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. It's good stuff. And I'm looking forward to catching up next time I can... next time I see her, so that'll be fun. Anyway, this is great. There are not many games I've seen that offer significant moral choices without making a deal of them, if you know what I mean. And when I say significant, I'm not saying significant like they change the story, but significant like they're thematically important. Whether Joel in this scenario walks away and leaves the guy or shoots him says different things about him. And for that matter, says different things about him that could be interpreted in various ways by various people. You know, maybe in Joel's mind it is a mercy killing. Maybe it's a safety measure, you know, keeping him from hurting anyone else. On the other hand, if he walks away, maybe it's that he doesn't have the wherewithal to shoot an innocent, injured man. Or maybe it's that he doesn't care about him and isn't going to waste the bullet. Especially since bullets are actually pretty rare in this game. So, that's what and this is why I am still such a big fan of minor interactivity, because this doesn't affect the story. You know, what I do with this guy does not actually change how the story pans out, but it is important. It is unquestionably, in regards to the narrative, important. And I like that. And there aren't many other games I've seen do stuff like this. There are some games like Red Dead Redemption might be an example, where, like, sure, it has your reputation system or whatever, but there are some instances where you can do something, and it's more, because of the way the game is framed, maybe Grand Theft Auto would be an even better example, like, because of how it's framed, the random things that you do for good or ill don't really mean much. You're kind of on a rampage anyway. And then you have games like Metro 2033 that have stuff like this, where it doesn't go, you know, like, oh, pull the right trigger to kill him or the left trigger to spare him, but you have things that you do that change how the end plays out. But just something minor like this that's important but doesn't affect things is... doesn't affect the story, but affects the character and your impression of him. Very important, very good. I like this stuff. Gonna write that down for a sec. This is interesting. Vocalizing... I've never done this before, obviously, and vocalizing my thoughts actually makes it a little easier for them to come into clarity than if I was just sitting here silently thinking to myself. So, that's nice. Once again, apologies for the pauses to, I probably shouldn't just be apologizing for this constantly, but I feel like I'm breaking some sort of streaming taboo or something. So just a sec, I'm gonna get this down in the notes and then, okay. Alright.
What do you want to do?
Oh, it does actually... Oh, okay, so it uses it as a... opportunity to teach me something. But I assume I could just leave, too. Oh, hey, I can pick up things. Okay, so yeah, it looks like I could just leave, but because I feel like this is what Joel would do...
Poor bastard.
And in a scenario like this, you know, I roleplay a bit. I do what it seems that Joel would do, not necessarily what I would do. And interestingly enough, this game plays a lot with expectations of your agency over the player character. I know I just keep using the word brilliant, but it really is. They do an excellent job of it. And another reason why I say you should play this game before watching it, if at all possible. Come on, there you go. Things. Oh, it's a whole empty room.
Up ahead. You hear that?
Okay. Another... Okay. There are differing opinions on the whole listening thing. Personally, I'm a big fan of things like this that attempt to give us a discernible interface to interpret the player character's skills that we lack. If that makes any sense. I mean, obviously, Joel can't see the outlines of people through walls. You know, that's not what's going on. But the idea here is that he can... is that, you know, through all this, he's learned to focus his hearing, and that is a thing that actual people can actually do. Learn to focus his hearing well enough to understand through his... you know, through his hearing what is happening, what's going on in a place that... in a place that he can't see. And the game, of course, I mean, you know, we can't do that. And it would take some incredibly complicated sound design, along with assuming that someone has an excellent surround sound system to actually try and emulate that in real life, like in the game itself. And, you know, maybe in the future, if it's, like, assumed that everyone's going to have surround sound capability, and we have more precedent in place to make that easier to design or something, then maybe something like that could happen. But it doesn't make any sense right now to assume that the player could do that on their own. So, very much like Eagle Vision in Assassin's Creed, or Runner Vision in Mirror's Edge, at least until Catalyst. I guess they give her a contact lens or something stupid like that. But it's allowing us to see in a way that we can understand and interpret what he is able to perceive with his hearing. And that's great. I love stuff like that. The idea, because that's all video games are. You know, it's taking something that we couldn't do necessarily, but making it, giving it to us in a digestible fashion, so that we can use a series of buttons to do all of those things. A series of buttons and visual cues, I should say, rather. And that is exactly what this sort of thing does. I love that. Whether or not it belongs in this game necessarily, I can understand both. I see it kind of like I forget what they called it, Ranger mode or something. The mode in the Metro games. It was introduced in Last Light and then put retroactively into 2033 in the Metro Redux, where you could just completely eliminate the HUD. You know, no targeting reticle, no ammo, nothing like that. Just complete and total immersion. And for that sake, I completely understand the decision to allow the player to turn off listening mode. And for that matter, doing it in the hardest difficulty by default. But personally, I like it, and I think that it makes the game a little more accessible, because without it, it would be very atmospheric, but it will also be very inaccessible. And as much as I don't necessarily think that accessibility is the height of everything video games should aim for or anything like that, it is important that putting bars up to an artistic experience isn't necessarily something you should do. I think The Last of Us is an excellent experience that people should be able to have, whether or not they can necessarily, you know, listen well on it, because the stealth is hard enough in this game as it is. So it's, anyway, that's my thought on that. I'm just gonna, I know my basic thoughts on that, so I'm not gonna write all that down, but I'm gonna okay. Cool. I'm just gonna sneak past them because I don't want to. What the? Oh, for a second I thought this was a. All right.
All right, that's all of them.
Let's hope so.
For a second, I thought this was
Let's head back into the city.
a Batman game, and you know, I was punching that guy, and then when I saw the other girl coming at me, I was like, triangle. Obviously, that didn't do anything. This game is not about fluid action. It's very much one where I think it would be not necessarily accurate, but safe perhaps to say that the gameplay and the combat wasn't designed to be enjoyed, if that makes any sense. Obviously the experience is a compelling one and it is enjoyable to play, but it wasn't made to be a smooth, fluid combat experience or anything like that. It was made to be immersive and difficult in its I mean, you know, you're supposed to feel the weight, similar to Shadow of the Colossus, though obviously not nearly as much as Shadow of the Colossus. The game wants you to feel the weight of your actions, so it's less fluid, less, you know, there's no like, oh man, you can land 1,000,000 punches like this super easy, because it's not about that. It's all about making sure that every action is felt, that every bit of the game is I don't know, I'm losing how to actually express this, but point being, it's not about fluidity. It's not about making you able to do a lot at once. It's about making it so that you need to consider everything you're doing and feel it all. And I like that for a game like this especially. I'm not going to try and read cursive. Let's see, hey brother, we were so close. I'm sitting outside the walls knowing I'll never see the inside of the zone. Oh, while waiting for the smuggler to show up, we heard a squad of soldiers approaching. Ducked into this building in hopes of hiding from him. None of us noticed the spores till it was too late. Oh. Sad day.
They got infected trying to sneak into the zone.
As much as everyone complains about it, you got all these poor bastards wishing they were living on the inside.
That's an excellent touch. I touched on it a bit in my Gears of War analysis, in the final bit specifically, but the idea that an apocalypse like this is that the major tragedy of it is not necessarily the large-scale picture, but the small-scale picture, or more specifically, all of the small, like all the little bits, all the individual people who died, the small tragedies that happened. That's a fairly common theme in post-apocalyptic stories, and I think it's very powerfully communicated when you have things like this, things like these little notes that just tell these stories that are important to you in a way. You know, it told us why there were people in there, why there were spores and stuff, but more importantly, it gives us an example. It's not just, oh, well, the world and a lot of people died. It's these people, these specific people with family and hopes who had made mistakes and were trying to accomplish something. They died because of a mistake. You know, like that is infinitely more sad than, oh man, there are zombies, you know, and that helps a lot. That helps a lot in a game like this. So yeah, that's nice. That's world building. That's good world building.
One
All
thing I
right.
love about the outside.
Hmm.
The smell of the city.
Why don't you ask Bill to get you some of them air fresheners?
Hey, if they weren't expired, that'd be a good idea.
Also, still love that this is a detail they introduced even back in the first Uncharted, but when you see that his pants and like up to his shirt where he was in the water is wet and shiny now. And you know, it'll dry off in a bit in an unrealistically short period of time, but it's still such a nice little detail that you go in the water and you come back up wet. It makes sense. It's obvious, but it's you know, games could only relatively recently manage a level of detail anywhere close to that, and I still love seeing it. And I love too that she doesn't need your help for everything. Lesser games would probably have overdone the whole cooperative bit, you know. I'm thinking of Gears of War 3 when it like did its 4-player co-op thing and thus made it a huge deal that like so many random doors in that game that needed 2 people to open. That only happened a couple times in previous games, but for some odd reason 3 just had them all over the place and it was stupid. So I like at this point that it's not saying, you know, it's not like you need to be the one to do everything. Some people will do other things, which I think also helps with scripted events, because, I mean, looking at games like Call of Duty, where you need to do exactly what you need to do at, you know, every given time, the game tells you exactly what you need to do, and it does make you do everything, but if you don't do exactly that, then, you know, it punishes you for it. You can't go. So I think something like this makes it feel a little less like that, where it's not like the game is just telling you to do this, do that, do this, do that, because sometimes other people can do it. And, you know, that's fine too. It makes it feel a little more natural. I'm kind of surprised that no one has, like, disagreed with anything I've said so far. Like, man, that's a weird thing. Kind of expected by now someone would have been all like, that's a weird thought, and I don't agree with it. That usually happens with my stuff at least a little bit.
I'll get it.
Oh. Guess I need to be down here. I like, too, how realistic that is. Like, that's not a fall that would hurt necessarily, but it is a fall that, you know, you would do exactly what he did on. You know, you go, oof, and that's nice.
Here, pass it to me.
Oh, there she is. It's like, where'd she go?
It's a bit heavy.
I think I can handle it.
All right.
Those animations are pretty nicely done, too. Guess I just gotta... There you go.
Get your ass up here. Let's move.
No, it already is. Come on. Don't assume I'm that slow. I'm glad the stream is going so well. I wasn't entirely sure my internet was gonna super well handle streaming at HD quality, but I'm glad it is. So weird that the camera's down there. Working on that.
It's clear. Come on.
Maybe I should try and set the camera a little higher up. Would that look nicer? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter so much for a stream, but, you know, as with the normal web series, I'm always worrying about that kind of presentation, so I don't know if that's something that I should be dealing with here, too. It might look better if I wasn't looking over it the whole time. I don't know. See, some games, you know what, that wouldn't even be accurate if I said that. I usually like slow openings in games, you know? If only by virtue of the fact that they don't happen very often. More common now, but still. So, I like this one. I think this does a good job of it. It breaks it up a bit. It's well paced. But it is slow, and it does let you sit and think and look at the pretty visuals and stuff. Which, of course, you know, by later in the game, you're used to the visuals, and it needs to do something pretty special to make you stop and look. But
we'll need it.
All right. See, that's not being too crazy. By the time we actually need ammo in this, it's given me a decent amount of it.
Hey, little man.
By the time we really need it, I guess.
No soldiers, none of Robert's men, yeah?
Like giraffes. Giraffes make me stop and look. Yes, that scene is interesting and gorgeous. I look forward to seeing it again and seeing my thoughts on it.
Good to go. Come on.
All right.
Tess, hey, pretty lady, how you doing today? I heard you.
Not right now, Terrence.
No, it's good. Look,
not now. You hear me?
Okay, you can do that. I love you, brother.
Some guys just can't take a hint, right? And he looks like the kind of guy who wouldn't. Hello, random people.
Cards. Don't even waste my time. I'm not interested in bartering for bullets.
Interesting that there's a guy just standing guard. I guess you probably give some ration cards for it or something. Make sure people don't make off with their stuff.
Keep your shirt on. Next batch coming right up.
Hey, don't even think about cutting in line.
Fucking A. Waiting on this rat forever.
It's not a line to cut. You guys are... Man, you guys are worse at lines than the kids at the school I work at. Seriously, ridiculous. They're in junior high, and I'm always like, single file line, guys, and then we'll go. And they're just sitting all grouped up. It takes minutes. It's absurd.
Sorry, man. These dogs are all accounted for. Sold out in less than an hour. Try me next week.
Poor puppies. As much as I am a cat person, because dogs are annoying, I could see why dogs would be more useful in this post-apocalyptic.
You touch it, you buy it.
Well, that's okay.
It's been a while. You don't visit us anymore.
Who the hell is that?
None of your damn business.
What? Oh, it's a fight, I guess.
Where do you think you're going?
Malik, sit back down.
Oh, sorry, Tess. Didn't realize you two were together.
I wonder what she did to get such influence here that Joel wasn't involved in. I'd be interested in more info on her backstory.
An old headache. Don't ask.
She also seems to have been involved with a good deal of the guys here. I'll go over here because it's not where I'm supposed to, and that intrigues me. This guy's looking at his bottle. This guy's sharpening his knives and shovels. Alright. I'll get a shovel and that'll be my weapon. I'll be like Shovel Knight. Or Ruel from Wakfu. I guess Enitrops in general use shovels in that, don't they?
Whoa, hold on, man.
What? What? Giraffe? What? Okay. I am not gonna talk about this right now because to do so would be spoiling something later, but that right there is interesting as foreshadowing or symbolism or foreshadowing symbolism, maybe? I'm not sure, but like I said, I look forward to seeing a later scene again. All right. Yeah, sorry. You will be noticing things that, you know, sometimes I'll take note of things that seem weird, seem random. In my experience in stories like this, oftentimes the littlest thing can be surprisingly significant, especially in impeccably written stories like this. So, bear with me.
You come through here?
Half hour ago. He went back to the wharf. He's there now.
Some people are so easily bought. What sucks? Fedra? Okay. Fedora. The person does not like fedoras, I guess. Oh, it looks like my wife is on her way home. We may or may not have an interruption. Okay, this... Okay, it's actually worse than I remembered. I've been singing the praises of this game. And most of this game is probably gonna be me singing its praises, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. No game is perfect except maybe one or two. There are a couple games I can think of where there are absolutely no complaints and I wouldn't change anything, even if I could. But, that's probably just Portal and Journey, now that I think about it. Like, I think only those two games are ones that I literally cannot think of a complaint or an improvement. But, not counting glitches, obviously. Those are technical difficulties, not actual flaws, artistically speaking. Anyway, but this is a problem. I mean, look at that. The whole game so far, we've had such natural design. Like, the most immersion-breaking thing has been all the doors that have been blocked, which have been blocked by, you know, like the things that the military uses, so like it's made sense. They've done a good job of justifying why those things are there. So, well, it's kind of weird to see them as often as you do, you know, it's not a problem. This, though, when you're playing a third-person game where you can take cover and shoot guns, and then you walk into a room with a bunch of chest-high walls, or boxes in this case, it's obvious what's coming next. It makes the, like, save point slash health regeneration slash treasure chest with a ton of restorative items in it thing in RPGs before a boss look subtle. And, that's not great. I'll look forward to seeing if the rest of the games, because, you know, like I said, it's been a while since I played, so I'll look forward to seeing if the rest of the game's battle areas fare a little better than this. I do remember there are more boxes on the ground and areas coming up, but it's a shipping area, so it probably makes a little more sense. So we'll see. But this is still just painfully obvious.
Let us through.
You guys need to turn around and head back if you know what's good for you.
Our beef isn't with you. We just want Robert. You don't want to do this.
Turn the fuck around and leave now.
I'm not going anywhere without Robert.
Bitch, I will bash your skull unless you turn around and get your dumb ass out of here.
Fuck this.
Take cover!
You ready?
Yeah.
I'll cover you. Get the angle on them.
Ah! That's not what I meant. Oh no, I didn't mean to go into photo mode. I clenched. Just crouching. Okay. I was thinking there was a cover button. There was not, and now I am hurt. Come on. Test. Ah. Okay.
Nicely done, Texas.
You too.
See, though, what is notable in scenarios like that, like, they gave me their first combat experience. Remember, I was mentioning bullet ammo scarcity a bit ago. The first combat experience, 3 bullets, and that's because I missed one. You know, like, that's... They give us these scenarios where it's not about, you know, just pumping out as many bullets as humanly possible. They give us scenarios where it is a small, tense, couple bullets should solve the problem if you make your shots count. And in future scenarios, there will be areas where you would need more bullets to do it like that, so you should be sneaking, and you should be more careful about what you're doing, and how, and why. They designed it very well for this. It's definitely, you know, it is still about action and shooting and killing, but it's not in the same way as most games that are, which is excellent. Let me super quick type a couple notes about that whole section. It's notable too that the way that this will make more sense later on than now, since thus far we've essentially seen two characters who have no qualms about killing people, but the way that plays out does make it so that killing is, again, much like I was talking about the combat and stuff like that, is very, that you need to feel the weight and the choice behind every movement, every attack, everything you do. The game treats killing itself in a similar way. Not killing itself like the game killing itself, that doesn't make sense. The game treats killing in a similar way. In that you need to be very careful with how you do it. You need to, you know, like there is no, I mean, you know, in a game like Halo, for instance, which this isn't a problem with Halo because it's not what Halo's going for, but in a game like Halo, you just, you know, break out a pistol or a DMR or something, pop grunts in the head one after another, you know, you're good that way. Or Destiny. Very, very similar. He's a scout rifle of Destiny. You just pop it out, boom, 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 you know, heads exploding all over. And this game isn't about that. It wants you to be aware of every life you're taking and need to be very careful about how you do it. And while it's not trying to, like, make you feel bad about it on a level like Spec Ops, it is kind of meant to emphasize the weight and depravity of what you're doing.
If Robert's good at one thing,
so
writing blank checks.
No, I don't need to sneak anymore. Remember who? No, I misread that as Revenger, and that would have been a stupid word.
Hey,
and there's not
boost
one.
me up.
All right,
Give me your hand. There you go.
The controller rumbles a little bit when doing that too, which I can't help but think might be a purposeful reference to Eco, actually, now that I think about it, because that's quite possibly my favorite thing about that game. It's so little, but I love it so much that when you're holding hands with Yorda and walking around, every step, every little tug of the hand, super little controller rumbles. Like, not huge, barely even really noticeable, but it's there, and it's wonderful. It's such a just beautiful little touch. And the controller does rumble a bit while you're doing that, and I know part of that is because, you know, you're straining with your muscles, but I can't help but feel... It's kind of one of those things where there are certain types of games you don't make without being at least a little inspired by other games, and I think Ico tends to be one of those. Similar to how, you know, you don't make a science fiction movie without Star Wars and or Star Trek being an obvious influence. Yes, it is that game where you kill people. That is a thing you do in this game, but it's also far and away not the most important element of it. So, good job. Whoa! That was weird. That was really weird. Theory, Tess has been dead the whole time. She's, oh boy. Joel sees dead people.
Over here, Joel.
Oh, me going first. Alright.
More of Robert's guys.
How do you know they're coming? Two of our guys died trying to take Tess out. I guarantee that she and Joel are on their way here right now to get Robert.
3.
Jesus. We shouldn't have taken this job.
That is probably true.
Call. Let's spread out and make sure no one's creeping around in here.
Man, Tess.
Move up.
That's an unfair thing to say, I think. Ugly big beast. Yeah, I'll just knock this guy out. He doesn't need to die. And then the facial expressions are a great detail. But no, I don't think that's entirely fair. Sure, there are way too many games about killing people. I definitely agree with that, but that doesn't mean they're all the same, not by any stretch of the imagination. And this one is... If there's one that you're going to say is different from the others, it's this one. Though, since you missed the beginning, you've probably missed a lot of the initial indication as to why.
I meant to tell you, I was down on Jordan Street. All these soldiers showed up with a group of about 5 civs, all in handcuffs.
Let me guess. Fireflies.
Yep. They lined them up against the wall and bang, bang, bang. They just executed all of them. Yeah, I hear it's like that all over the city. They're cracking down on them hard.
I got a cousin with him.
Seriously?
Maybe he thinks he's gonna save the world. Hope he's alright.
Where's Tess? Oh. Interesting. She'll probably take the other guy out when I get this one. See, I really cannot help but feel that her brutality is unnecessary, you know? Oh man, it's a key! It's a key. Guys. Okay, yeah, so I have that now. I guess I'll need it to get in, but... Okay. Yeah, oh, the guy looks like Pagan Min. Yeah, screw him. No, it is an interesting thing. Like, the game doesn't require you it did require you to shoot some people, but that's because you were shooting them. It does not require you to immediately be sneaking up behind people and killing them. It's not necessary in these scenarios. Sometimes it is. Sometimes taking the time to just knock someone out by strangling them does not, you know, you can't take that amount of time, and you need to have a faster, if more brutal route. This is not those scenarios, and Tess just does it anyway.
Hey, consolidated the crates in the south warehouse. Supplies are locked up.
Good. Do another once over and then head out. It's getting close to curfew.
What about Robert? Who's he holing up with tonight? Guy's too paranoid to stay here by himself.
Fuck if I know. We'll check in with the others and come up with something.
Okay. Hey, what was that?
Yeah, I heard it too.
Of course, that guy was still close enough that he heard it too. Okay. This is another thing you'll realize as you watch me play this game. I'm really bad at stealth games. There are a couple where I've gotten pretty decent. The stealth in Beyond Good and Evil I'm actually pretty good at. I had a mostly stealth run in you know, whenever possible in Uncharted 2, and actually was surprisingly good at that, but...
Son of a bitch!
Crap. Okay, so I can do a triangle counterattack sometimes, but... Alright, well, that's not at all what I intended to do, and I got shot, and that wasn't good. But I can't have that guy's ammo, I guess. Here's a bottle, though. I'll want that. Okay. I should probably crouch and be less obvious. Oh, crap. Guy coming up. Crap.
this the hard way.
Oh, well, the blood probably... No, okay. I always feel bad about killing people in games where I don't have to. Oh, just normal. The goal of this playthrough is I'm replaying it specifically because I have a story analysis series, and I'm doing The Last of Us next, so this is an analytical playthrough. I've been pausing it and talking about the story a lot and stuff, so it's not so much about trying to beat it on a particular difficulty as just getting through the story and talking about it. Where's the other guy? Down there. Okay. Let's see if there's some way. I mean, I could just shoot him, but between bullet scarcity and feeling bad about it, I'd prefer not to. Oh, well, that... Okay. We
should have brought more people.
Have reached a conclusion. Alright. I admit I had kind of forgotten how it characterized Joel, I guess. I was going into it a little too Spec Opsy, I think. Joel, at this point, is not a very good person. That much is established pretty definitely in this game. So I've been trying to use non-lethal force, but ultimately non-lethal force is not a thing of Joel's. It's not something he's worried about. It's not something the game is particularly worried about granting me as an option. Because, again, this is not me playing the way I choose to. This is me controlling... This is me playing the role of Joel. Sorry, have I been calling him Josh? Joel. And the role, his role, his character, if he had a character sheet, it'd probably be chaotic neutral or something. So I gotta play it chaotic neutral. Or at least it doesn't make much sense for me to, at least it doesn't make sense for me to be trying to play it, neutral good or something. Neutral good is probably my natural alignment, but yeah, exactly. So and, I mean, similarly, I don't necessarily have issues with killing to survive. I have more issues with killing unnecessarily, which you don't really need to kill these people. You just need to get them out of your way. And, the strangling at least leaves a bit of, you're just rendering them unconscious and calling it good. But even when Joel hits them unconscious, there's blood splattering, because he's not worried about saving them, and as a result, it doesn't make much sense for me to be either. Because I'm playing this role. Again, super important element of this game's storytelling. Oh, he's still there? Sorry, my wife just got home. The fuzzy one?
The giant black one that's now in our house?
Sorry, guys. Just a second. Apparently there's a giant black spider.
He's super cute, but he fell in my face. Oh, what? And I would like him to be outside. Okay. Just use that cup. Are people watching you? Yeah. Sorry, people! Someone's calling you. Oh, it's GameStop? Thank you for saving me.
Hello. Yeah. Sunday, October 4th. I don't think
You're singing, but...
what time? Alright, sorry about that. The wife got home, and, yeah, so... Okay, wait, let's, don't kill the spider, just knock it out or choke it. Don't worry, I didn't actually kill it. My wife and I both are, you know, we're not, like, super never kill anyone ever, even bugs, pacifists or anything, but there's no point in killing it, and it was actually kind of cute. It was like this little fuzzy guy. He was kind of big, but he was just like this big fuzzy body and tiny black legs, and it was actually kind of cute. I could have thought to show it on camera, but he could jump around. That probably wouldn't end well. So I just put him outside. He's fine. So he was actually kind of cute. Yeah, apparently he was at the top of the door. I saw him earlier and just ignored him because, you know, oh, whatever, that's fine by me as long as he's not bugging me and or poisonous, you know. Black Widows, I kill those things immediately. They're terrible, evil. But you know, this guy's not poisonous. He wasn't hurting anyone, so I just let him be. But you know, then apparently he was like at the top of the door and then dropped down in her face as she walked in, so that was fun. Anyway, yeah, so man, it occurs to me I've gotten not very far in this game for how long I've been playing it, because I've just been pausing and talking about it, which I guess is the point, but still. Alright, so, yeah, let's go.
There's our boy.
He reminds me of someone, and I don't know who.
That cocky son of a bitch.
Let's go wrap this up.
Okay, yeah, see, this, it makes a little more sense. It's still pretty obvious, but,
I don't know who's left out there to sell it.
Let's be smart about this. There's a lot of them.
In terms of the level layout, I mean, it's like a shipping area, it looks like, so it at least makes a little... Oh, crap. It at least makes a little more sense for there to be boxes all over the place. Sorry, do you need something? Oh, I've been using it to do I should have been charging the iPad while I was at it. Okay, sorry guys, just a sec. I've been using my wife's laptop to take notes, but I think I'm gonna need to,
Can I use your laptop?
You don't want to use my laptop. So I'm gonna switch it out for something else right now so that I can keep taking notes, but she can have her laptop. So, sorry, just give me another sec.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Let's see how this thing is. Really? Why isn't it showing me the one I'm working on right now? Maybe it's not considering it a recent document on my part. Oh. It's been a while since I started this, I guess. Shouldn't have been that long ago, though. Here you go.
Thank you.
Alright, sorry, just got to bring the Google Doc I'm working on up on here. Oh, come on. Yeah. Seriously? Got the power cord for the laptop tangled in here. Alright. Games as lit streaming, exciting computer replacements, and cord tangles. Alright, yeah, I'll just head into Google Drive and find it. It's not showing up on the Docs app. So. Oh, there was a shiv? I will, try and go back and get that. I see a plank. I don't see a shiv. I see a plank, and that's actually going to be more important to have, I think. Oh, where'd the guy go? Whatever. Alright. A free shiv, like, was it when I went through here? Next to Tess? Oh. Mine. Okay. This guy, alright. Don't look over here, don't look over here. Don't do it, okay. Yeah, well, you know. Going the other way? Alright. Oh. No one else over there, I hope. Not that, not within range of hearing, I guess. See, at least now I'm pausing it for the story a little less. What? Crap. Crap. Don't come out here. Don't come out here.
You are dead, asshole.
Friggin'. Thank you, Tess. Right. Ah, crap. Oh, I keep... I'm gonna keep clenching, I'll have to turn off shoulder photo mode. Ah. Ah. Okay. This is what I was talking about when I said I'm bad at stealth games. I'm gonna have to, let's see. I'm forgetting what the backpack button is. There we are. Alright. Oh. What? That didn't kill him? Okay. Probably used up all his ammo or something. Freaking... Okay. See, at least now I'm pausing it less. Though, now that I've said that, of course, let me pause it real quick to actually bring up the document. It was trying to load up, and I let it, so... Alright. Hopefully this is, all... I mean, it looks like I've still got 8 people here, so apparently people care about my random, storytelling ramblings and stuff to watch them even while I'm pausing the game constantly to talk about them. You know, this is still kind of experimental in my mind, at least. I don't know if something like that makes it interesting or not, but of course the intention, you know, the whole point of this is for me to replay it in preparation for an analysis. So that's going to be happening regardless, and we'll see if it's interesting enough to maybe do again in the future. So all right, I guess everyone in here's. Ooh, can I jump up? No. Okay. Guess everyone in here's been dealt with, so...
Robert must have run in there. Let's go.
Oh. Need. Okay. What book is he reading? Home of Evil. Oh, alright. That sounds like quite a cheesy horror novel.
Yeah. You just want to talk, Robert?
We got fucking nothing to talk about.
Put your gun down.
Go fuck yourself.
He's running.
Wow.
Robert.
That was not a very good throw. Oh, what? I can't jump over that? That's stupid.
We almost got him.
Oh. Now I'm stupid. Okay. Can I jump over that? Good. Joel's pretty skilled, but he can't jump over a fallen trash bin.
Tess. Joel. No hard feelings, right?
None at all.
God damn it!
We missed you.
Look, whatever it is you heard, it ain't true, okay? I just want to say...
The guns. You want to tell us where the guns are?
Yeah, sure, but it's complicated. Look, all right, just hear me out on this. I got...
Fuck. Stop!
Quit your squirming.
Yeah, seriously. So much peace and
You were
love.
saying?
I sold him.
Excuse me.
I didn't have much of a choice. I owed someone.
You owed us. I'd say you bet on the wrong horse.
I just need more time. Give me a week.
You know, I might have done that if you hadn't tried to fucking kill me.
Come on, it won't
Who
like
has
that.
our guns?
I can't. Just give me a couple days.
Who has our guns?
Yeah, you know, Joel's just a great person. Great person.
It's the Fireflies. I owed the Fireflies.
What?
Look, they're basically all dead. We can just go in there, finish them off. We get the guns. What do you say? Come on. Yeah, fuck those Fireflies. Just go get them.
That is a stupid idea.
Well, now what?
We go get our merchandise back.
How?
I don't know. We explain it to them. Look, let's go find a Firefly.
We won't have to look very far.
There you go. Queen Firefly.
Why are you here?
Business. You're looking so hot.
Where's Robert? I needed him alive.
The guns he gave you, they weren't his to sell. I want them back.
Doesn't work like that, Tess.
The hell it doesn't.
I paid for those guns. You want them back? You're gonna have to earn them.
How many cards are we talking about?
I don't give a damn about ration cards. I need something smuggled out of the city. You do that, I'll give you your guns back. Then some.
How do we know you got them? Well, I hear the military's been wiping you guys out.
Right about that. I'll show you the weapons. I gotta move. What's it gonna be?
I want to see those guns.
Follow me.
All right, so yeah,
We gotta get out of here now. You want
good.
to steal? We gotta move.
Good confirmation of, you know, Joel not a very good person. Like, it's interesting how the way that you play can affect the way you think of these things. It's like I said a bit ago. I had the realization, or the remembrance, more like that Joel would not have qualms with killing these people. So, you know, I shouldn't be trying to play the game like I was trying to spare them, because it's just not an option. It's not how the game works, because it's not how Joel works. And but since I was playing like that originally, I had a concept of Tess as more, you know, like I was talking earlier about how I was strangling people and she was shivving them in the neck, that she was more willing to kill people than Joel or something. But I mean, you know, it's clearly not the case. Like, they were both equal partners in that whole thing. And, it's pretty clear at this point, you know, you're not necessarily playing the moral upright. Oh, it's true, Robert wasn't very nice, though, but last I heard, that wouldn't, you know, actually get you acquitted of murder or anything like that. Not being very nice is one thing. Torturing and shooting someone in the face is another. I mean, you know, I'd argue that's not really justified in any position, but in any case, it certainly does emphasize that, you know, these people that we're playing as aren't exactly on the moral high ground. And that is important, because it's easy to forget that playing this game, but it's important to keep that in mind. Also true. I don't know, I guess in video games we're really good at rationalizing why it was okay to kill people, but in that scenario, I mean, you know, he was helpless, he was a scumbag, but the torture was unnecessary, I mean, you know, it was all framed as not necessarily being a positive thing we should be happy about, you know?
Is that your people?
Speaking of, let me turn this off. Okay.
What's left of them? Why do you think I'm turning to you guys? This way.
So why now?
We've been quiet. Been planning on leaving the city, but they need a scapegoat. They've been trying to rile us up.
Looks like they did.
We're trying to defend ourselves.
What was that? Alright. Alright, more crafty things.
Joel, give me a hand with this.
Oh, right, just moving. I'm so used to games being like, oh, now mash this button a whole bunch to move the thing. That's...
Hey,
alright.
I'll live.
I do find it so interesting that they seem to have an amiable relationship with her, even though they're not, like, super supportive of the Fireflies.
Hold up. Soldiers. That's the way out. The door into the bridge.
I ain't a big fan of these odds.
We can sneak by them, even though I know that's not your style.
Hey, I've been trying that most of the time.
Let's get moving.
Not your style. I'm not good at it, but it is my style in this game, so don't give me that.
We need to get to that door.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember this bit. When there's
Go around and get the other.
when there's an opportunity, I'll look forward to talking about the AI. 'Cause they're interesting.
Good. Stay quiet.
Can't take his ammo? Alright. Ooh, a jar of stuff.
Okay. Watch yourself.
Of scissors? I assume that's like just sharp things, because a jar of scissors doesn't make much sense. Doop. Well, that's a decent opportunity. In some ways, I'm glad that they make it so the AI doesn't matter to the stealth. But at the same time, when they're just running around over here and no one else notices, a little immersion breaking. Make sure there's no one else around. Not that Joel can hear, at least, so... Doop. Oh, where does gun go? Alright. I'll pick up this brick, because why not? That could help. Oh no, I had a bottle. Bottle. Oh. Ah. Not a fan of these guys. Ah, crap, there are a bunch of them, though. Someone else want to... No? No? Okay. Well, I'm glad this guy couldn't hear that guy going... Because otherwise I would have been in trouble. And hopefully this guy won't come up from the stairs while I'm doing this. That would suck. Okay, good. He's not even on his way. Oh no, he is on his way. He's just a ways away. People. Alright. Oh, I forgot about the whole able to drag them around thing. It's okay. I am using him as bait. Haha! I'm trying to remember what game it was. Oh, it's the Infamous games, I think, that make it so, when you just, like, take people down without killing them, they, like, stay on the ground squirming, because they're obviously not very happy about it, but they are still alive, and they want to indicate that, considering how important, you know, killing versus not killing is in that game. Or in that series, rather. Excellent series, by the way. First one was pretty good. Second one, amazing. Second Son, also pretty good. Not as good as 2, but good. Good stuff. PlayStation has good exclusives.
Where are we going, Merlene? This way. It's not far now. How you holding up? I'm running on fumes, but I'll make it.
So, alright.
Attention. Curfew is now in full effect. Anyone caught outside without proper authorization will be arrested and prosecuted.
Yep.
The hell are we smuggling?
I'll show you.
It is interesting to me that they spend so long on here not introducing the main conflict. I mean, I guess anyone who buys the game probably knows about Ellie, but it's still kind of interesting that they spend so long dealing with, relatively speaking, some pretty petty stuff like this.
Don't give me a hand with this.
Before finally introducing her.
Fuck away from her! Let her go.
You're recruiting kind of young, aren't you?
She's not one of mine.
Oh, shit. What happened?
Don't worry, this is fixable. I got his help. But I can't come with you.
Well, then I'm staying.
Ellie, we won't get another shot at this.
We're smuggling her?
There's a crew of Fireflies that'll meet you at the Capitol building.
That's not exactly close.
Yeah.
You hand her off, come back, the weapons are yours.
I'll respond to that in a sec.
Double what Robert sold me.
Speaking of which, where are they?
Back in our camp.
We're not smuggling shit until I see them.
You'll follow me. You can verify the weapons. I can get patched up. But she's not crossing to that part of town. I want Joel to watch over her.
Whoa, I don't think that's
I'm
the
not
best
Ellie.
idea.
him. How do you know them?
I was close with his brother Tommy. Said if I was
Oh,
ever in a jam,
I forgot that.
I could rely on him.
Was that before or after he left your little militia group?
He left you too. He was a good man.
Just take her to the North Tunnel and wait for me there.
Jesus Christ.
Just cargo, Joel. No more talking. You'll be fine. Now go with him.
Okay. May as well just go ahead and pause and talk about this now, I suppose. Firstly, love Ellie. It's a it's a pretty good introduction for her as a very passionate and kind of precocious kid. But firstly, nice little connection with Tommy there. That makes their connection make a lot more sense and stuff. But more importantly, Tess's line that it's she's just cargo is interesting as well. I mean, obviously, this is setting itself up for, and for that matter, we kind of expected just from the trailers and basic understanding of what the story was going to be about, kind of a typical, gruff man is left in charge of this young girl, and then she grows on him, and their relationship is at the center of it all, and, well, that's true. It definitely takes it in a very, very different direction than one would expect, even if that's not necessarily all that clear until the ending. But for now, I mean, that's an excellent way of putting it, just to have Tess, not him, because he probably wouldn't even quite see it that way, even if he might want to. But Tess, specifically, say that, she's just cargo. That in this scenario, she's just a job. It shouldn't matter. Joel, of course, is going to have a harder time with that. But yeah, it's a good line there. And, yes, ugly pig beast. I mean, I feel like I'm insulting you whenever I talk to you, but yeah, just because I call you an ugly pig beast every time. But understanding what Joel is doing at this point, and what his life has become is very, very important. So it definitely serves a purpose. And like I said, starts us off a little slow, but instead of immediately just dumping us in with with having Ellie, so it's good.
Don't take long. And you, stay close. Let's go.
Yeah, also sorry I need to tend to pause it so often. Part of that is because I don't want to be talking over dialogue. It's important that I, for the sake of the analysis, and probably you guys for the sake of knowing what I'm talking about, hear what the characters are saying. But I'm also just, like I said, I'm relatively new to streaming. I'm terrible at actually articulating these thoughts while I'm focusing on playing a game. I'm just really bad at it. Also, totally worth a bullet to see if this shatters. It does not. I am disappointed. It did fall, yes, but it should have shattered. Stupid thing. Anyway. I love this awkward silence. I kind of expected them... Oh, sorry. I kind of expected them to start talking immediately, but this awkward silence is great.
Well, I heard all the shooting, but... what happened?
Fireflies. Same thing's gonna happen to us if we don't get off the street.
You're the pro. I'm just following you.
Also, seriously, Ashley Johnson, I forget what else she's voiced. I know she's done a few other good voices, but her performance also is just excellent. Suspicious activity following right after the trucks. Fun. Ah, here we are.
Down here. Keep up.
Well. Yeah, I think you're decidedly not keeping up, Ellie, but alright.
going?
Up there. That'll get us to the north tunnel.
How are we supposed to reach that?
Just give me a minute.
Oh, so I guess up there is what we need help reaching, huh? There's a dumpster somewhere, isn't there? Yeah. These things are kind of hard to control, but that's I feel like that's deliberate. Alright. Is she gonna be able to do this? I forget. Come on. Yeah, the allied AI in this game is just probably not the best. And that's a weird weakness, but...
Yep.
Like illegal things?
Sometimes.
You ever smuggle a kid before?
No, that's a first. What's the deal with you and Marlene anyways?
I don't know. She's my friend, I guess.
Your friend, huh? You're friends with the leader of the Fireflies. What are you, like, 12?
She knew my mom, and she's been looking after me. And I'm 14. Not that that has anything to do with anything.
Where are your parents?
Where are anyone's parents? They've been gone a long, long time.
So instead of just staying in school, you decide to run off and join the Fireflies, is that it?
Look, I'm not supposed to tell you why you're smuggling me, if that's what you're getting at.
You know the best thing about my job? I don't gotta know why. To be honest with you, I give two shits what you're up to.
Well, great.
Good.
Did you just say he could? Because, grammatically speaking... yeah, you know, it didn't... For some odd reason, it didn't... I'm not sure it hit me before how young she looks, but she does actually look 14. None of those, I guess I'm used to, you know, whenever they're kids that, you know, and like in their teens or anything, having, you know, random Disney Channel actors who were actually like in their early 20s play them or something. But, she actually looks her age, and that's good.
Is it?
Sounds her age, too. Like I said, Ashley Johnson just kills it in this part.
What are you doing?
Killing time.
Oh, what am I supposed to do?
I am sure you will figure that out.
I was gonna watch, but I forgot to. I'm not sure if they've given us a clear view of his watch until this point.
Your watch is broken.
And that's an excellent little detail, too.
You mumble in your sleep. I hate bad dreams.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go ahead and pause it now, because interesting things that I don't want to forget to talk about. I do like that they didn't... They could have, and it would have been fine if they had made a deal of his watch. I mean, you know, like maybe his watch was broken when Sarah died or something. But I kind of like that they didn't. Just that somewhere down the line, somewhere in this, like, what did it say, 20-year gap? At some point it broke. Like, when it broke, how it broke, whatever, that doesn't matter. The point is that despite the fact that it's broken, he still has it. Because he has not let go of Sarah. That whole thing is still haunting him. And that, again, is probably the most important thing to keep in mind about Joel throughout this story. So it's good stuff. Just a sec. Let me note that. And okay. And of course that Ellie just noticed it and said it for no reason because she's precocious like that.
You know, I've never been this close. It's the outside. Look how dark it is. Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
What on earth do the Fireflies want with you?
Hey. Sorry it took so long. Soldiers flying everywhere.
How's Marlene?
She'll make it. I saw the merchandise. It's a lot. And do this?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. Another thought that may or may not be relevant, I'm not sure. Admittedly, this is a theme that I'm a little less astute at actually noticing. But it does interest me that, okay, and another, I'll call it a side theme of this game, because I don't think it's the major thematic point. I don't think it's where they really put the narrative heft. But, the idea of tension between nature and civilization, and nature kind of taking back civilization is definitely a thing in the game, because the zombie outbreak, if you will, is not, you know, some sort of virus infection. It's spores, it's plants, it's natural, and yet Ellie has never been outside. You know, notices how dark it is. Like it showed there a level of naivete, I guess, in relation to the outside and the natural world. Like this controlled, civilized, in heavy air quotes, environment is all that she knows, despite the fact that she lives in a world where nature is progressively taking the world back from humanity in the first place. Again, I don't know if that's going to be relevant to everything, and like I said, I'm far worse at connecting dots when it comes to the specific type of theme, because it's never been as much a focus of mine. I'm more into characters than you know, kind of more existential stuff like that, but it's interesting, and it'll be... I'll keep an eye out for that as it goes. That certainly is a thing I'm going to be paying close attention to, because, like I said, it's not a strong point of mine, so as I go through the game, I want to make sure I'm getting what I can about it. So, no, stop.
Think it's a bit strange that they're having us do their smuggling?
Marlene wanted to do it herself. We weren't their first choice. Or the second, for that matter. She's lost a lot of men. Beggars can't be choosers.
I just hope there's someone alive to pay us.
Someone will be around.
Note. Tess's list. To read. Wells of pills. Ooh, Canadian whiskey. Never eating sardines, yeah. Oh, interesting. I hadn't actually made that connection, but that could make a level of sense that she was going to have Robert do it first. He wasn't a very good well, Joel's not a good person either, so I guess it's, you know, beggars can't be choosers, like she said. Interesting. I hadn't thought it. I'm gonna note that this is why I wanted to do it with people watching. This is great. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for the note. That is interesting. Oh, no, is there some other way we're supposed to get out of here? Oh! She did walk toward that for a reason. Alright. Oh, triangle.
Shit.
Oops. I'm about as good at this minigame as I am at doing this in real life, apparently. I am bad at that in real life, by the way. That's, it's no good. Stuff like that always says that you have to, like, push the little button and prime it. Like, they'll say 3 times, I need to do it, like, 30. It's ridiculous.
Girl must be important. What is the deal with you? You some bigwig's daughter or something?
Something like that. How long is this all gonna take?
If everything goes as planned, we should get you to them in a few hours. Ellie, once we get out there, I need you to follow our lead and stay close.
Yeah, of course.
To read. A map of safe patrol routes outside the zone, huh? Oh, that's fun. Okay. For the record, I love Twitch's interface here, and on the PS4, I love that I can see comments on the side. It's great. I've been streaming on YouTube, and they have not yet made that advancement. Though to be fair, I guess I haven't streamed on Twitch for PC yet either, so I don't know. I don't know if it's better there.
Hold up. There's a patrol up ahead.
Okay. Memory of some of these places is coming back to me.
Alright. We're good. Come on up. Come on, kid. Watch your step.
Alright.
This rain ain't gonna do us any good.
Holy shit. I'm actually outside.
Is it gradually making him more wet? I'll have to check, because he doesn't look wet yet, but if he is later, I'll be impressed. I mean, you know, I'm already impressed, obviously. I've been mostly talking about how brilliant this game is, so... but...
Up this way.
Oh, well, that's no good.
Don't do anything stupid.
Move.
Turn around, on your knees.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
You scan him, I'll call it in.
Alright. Put your hands on your head.
This is Ramirez at Sector 12, requesting pickup for 3 stragglers. Understood.
Look the other way. We can make this worth your while.
Shut up.
Oh, right. I forgot about how this happened. Okay.
What's the ETA?
Couple minutes.
Man.
Fuck. I thought we were just gonna hold him up or something.
Oh, shit. Look.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting. Okay.
Marlene set us up? Why the hell are we smuggling an infected girl?
I'm not infected.
No? Just lying?
I can explain.
You better explain fast.
Look at this.
I don't care how you got infected.
It's 3 weeks old.
No, everyone turns within 2 days, so you stop bullshitting.
It's 3 weeks. I swear. Why would she set you up?
Yeah.
I ain't buying it. Oh, shit. Tess. Run. Run!
Go, move!
I love that that happened as early as it did. It would have been tempting to do this whole, you know, like later on, eventually, this big reveal, like, oh, you've been infected and you never told us, and that just would have been that just would have been cliche, I guess, for lack of a better word. I like that they did this early, and for that matter, that's just a good scene. I love that. It says a lot about Ellie. You know, we've just met her. We don't know too much about her yet, but it says a lot about her that she was willing to take that drastic action, but also that she was shocked when it led to the violence that it did. She did what she had to do to survive, but she did not want to kill the people there. And I think that's a very important detail for her, and of course, early on in the game, when it's developing her through her actions, because, again, incredibly well-written game. that's a good time to do it. So here, give me a sec. There have been some people who have joined recently, I guess. So I will reiterate that this is a playthrough for the sake of an analysis. I run Games is Lit 101 on YouTube, and I am playing through this game because I'm going to be analyzing it soon. So this isn't going to be just me playing through, not non-stop. I'm going to be pausing, talking about, and taking notes about this game as we go on. And if you guys have any thoughts about what I'm saying, you can feel free to type them in the comments. I mean, that's nice. It's fun to communicate with you guys, and if you have any interesting thoughts, then it will be good for me to consider them before I make my analysis. So give me a sec to type down some of the stuff I was just talking about, but yeah. I'm glad to hear someone's interested in my thoughts, because this would probably be really boring if you're not. So, yeah, again, just incredibly well-written game. You guys, I imagine, have probably, even if you're not writers or anything, have heard of the concept of show, don't tell, right? That, if there's a character who's popular, for instance, you don't just have other characters sitting around going, man, that character is so popular. No, you show it. You show other people's reactions to her. You show how she acts, stuff like that. So... I mean, that's important for stories. That's what makes a story interesting in its telling. And this game just has that down. There's so much that you infer about characters through their actions and stuff like that, as opposed to just having told to you, or even necessarily shown all that explicitly. There was a lot of talking right now about me inferring stuff about Ellie from what just happened, and that's good writing when that's how you find out about characters like that. Not necessarily the only form of good writing. I mean, there are different ways to do it. There are ways to use telling instead of showing in good ways and good instances and stuff like that. I can think of a lot of anime that has a lot of characters, sitting there explaining stuff, and it can work pretty well. But yeah, it's just good stuff. So, I will also, it occurs to me, I'm not sure I've actually specified since the beginning when no one was actually watching, that this is for a YouTube series called Games is Lit 101. If you guys are interested in storytelling, you should go check it out. I do 3 episodes, an episode every week, 3 episodes on a topic or a certain concept or a specific idea, and then once a month, a big, long analysis of a game. That's what this is for. I'm playing this so that I can refresh my memory and write the analysis on The Last of Us, because that's coming up soon. But I've already done analyses on a whole bunch of other games, like Beyond Good and Evil, the first Halo, BioShock. So, yeah. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I've never heard of analyzing streams like this, but like I said, I'm pretty new to streaming in general. I haven't been doing it much, and I only started recently, so I have no idea if this exists, but I've never seen it before. So, I'm glad that I seem to be finding a bit of an audience for it. So... all right, let's go ahead and continue then.
Holy shit!
I got 2 dead uniforms. I repeat it. Follow me. Quickly.
I'm sorry, I keep pausing it, and I keep apologizing for it, and considering I know at least some of you are here for the random stuff I say, I probably don't need to, but, BioShock 1 was incredible, or no, wait, are you talking about the analysis I did on it, or... whatever, I'd agree with that either way. I'm proud of that one. But anyway, I love this touch. A lot of games, especially like RPGs and such, especially with RPGs, when characters are talking, and you saw it a bit earlier on, when characters are talking, you want to hear what they're saying. I'm not sure exactly where that habit comes from. I get a feeling the games that I played where there were characters talking in the background early on had a lot of interesting dialogue. For some odd reason, the first games coming to mind for this are Fable. Like, you can just walk by and ignore what people are saying or whatever, but ultimately, they say some funny crap in that game, in those games, if you just sit there and listen. My favorite was all the random stuff about chickens in Fable 3. Fable 3 had a lot of problems, but there was a lot of funny dialogue. So anyway, yeah, I want to sit around and see what happens, but this I mean, realistically, that's not how it works, right? The whole idea of having these conversations that random NPCs are having is to make it feel like the world is alive and other people are actually there, actually doing actual things and living actual lives. So theoretically, just like in real life, you should be walking by, not sitting there listening to what random people are saying. And well, in some situations like before, that is the case. It's not usually in this game, I would say. Like just now, I didn't sit there to wait and hear what they were saying when they found the 2 dead soldiers. I moved on, because, you know, that's what it's time to move on. And they're talking, but that's to add flavor and alert me to the fact that they know, you know, not to let me sit there. So that's another completely random note. That's not, you know, a big enough deal to make it into the analysis or anything, but I like that. So.
All right, Ellie. When I give you the signal, you run.
Signal, run. Got it.
Also, oh my gosh, this I know I paused it so it's hard to see, but the way that when you go up to a corner, it doesn't stop you from going all the way over. Like gameplay-wise, I love that you can go all the way over anyway, but I also just love that animation of having them move a little further out from cover and just kind of have their arm over the other person. Again, little detail, but these are the things that Naughty Dog does. They put in these little animations, a whole ton of little... I mean, the characters in Naughty Dog games literally have hundreds each of different animations for things like this, and I love it. These little details are just what this development studio is so good at, and it really adds flavor. That was... okay. Interesting that it's making it seem right now like Ellie's movement has importance, because, you know, Tess is like, okay, now sneak now, but, you know, it doesn't in gameplay. It's not gonna matter. Man, why can she sneak so much faster than me?
Another sprint. You ready?
Sure. Yeah.
God damn it. They're everywhere.
Soldiers, right there.
I see him.
They must have gotten through. Check the trenches.
Just stay back.
Don't see anything down there. You sure they came this way?
Stay down, don't let him see you.
Come on, kid.
Follow Joel.
It's going elsewhere. Alright. That's good. That makes... oh, crap! That, I screwed that up bad. That's no good. If that's how this is gonna be, I might just need to, I might just need to reload the last checkpoint, but we'll see.
I hear him up ahead.
Yeah, I alerted them, and that's bad. What? How do they know I'm over here, though? Yeah, no, that's... I'll admit it's kind of cheap, but, Oh. Oh, was that Animal Crossing? Oh, okay. Sorry, I paused the game and then heard weird, funny music. My wife got a Happy Home Designer, and she's having fun with that. Huh? Good. Oh, man, I'm okay with this. Okay, that's even more cheap, but this way they made it so that I don't even need to, ooh, things. Want. This way they made it so I don't even need to redo that whole encounter, but the stealth stuff reset. Come on, Ellie, out of the way. Thank you. Ah! Was that? Oh, lightning. Okay, good. Is there a... No? Okay, that's kind of disappointing. I feel like having water trickle off you would be a detail they would include. Kind of surprised Naughty Dog would have skimped on that. Oh no, there you go. That's better. Okay, wonderful. I want to kind of stop in photo mode and see how that looks, but that would be completely extraneous to the goal of this. What? Why were they shooting? They have no way of knowing I'm here. Unless maybe it didn't, No. One of my viewers says to have fun with your game. She says thank you. And that she is having fun. A gothic design? I don't usually think gothic when I think of Animal Crossing. That's fun. Alright. No, you're dumb. Aha, you missed. You suck. Running forward usually gets at least one bullet in me in this game. What? Helmets, of course. Helmets have way better bullet-stopping power in this game than they in games in general than they probably do in real life.
Down there.
Come on, Ellie.
All right.
Shit, another patrol. Everybody get down.
Of course there's another patrol.
Come on up, Joel.
I'm coming.
There's so many of them out here. How are we supposed to get past them?
Ain't spotted us yet. Let's go around.
And this is the part where I'm gonna screw it up
It's
again.
too many, Tess.
Oh, man.
She wanna do this the hard way.
Ooh, are there things in this? No, there aren't.
You're with us.
What? Oh, crap.
Some more lights.
Don't see me. Don't see me. Okay. Let's see, where are the rest of them? Crap.
I know you're here.
Ah, crap. How did they notice? Someone must have noticed me. Yeah, I know I can sneak past them. The question is whether I'm good enough to. That's usually what messes. Okay, yeah. See, that's annoying. He's just right there, and they're just running around like all over the place. And okay. Before the rest of them notice, I skillfully and stealthily move out of the area. Yes. This is the result of my elite stealth skills. Yeah, see, I'm conflicted about the way they handled the AI in this game, honestly. In a way, I like that they... No.
So different.
In a way, I like that they didn't make the AI... Well, yeah, exactly. See, you're right. If they did make it so Ellie was noticed, it would be more annoying. And in a way, I can see it, because AI is still a difficult thing in video games. There are a lot of advancements that we've made, but good AI is still a very difficult thing to do. Especially when you're trying to make them do anything other than point and shoot, you know? It's easy enough to make it so they hit you more often or something like that, but making it so they would actually be good at sneaking around is a little more difficult. You know, I'd be interested in finding out the AI process behind designing the end in Metal Gear Solid 3 with that sniping battle, because that... So yeah, since you can't... Yeah, more challenging in an unfair way. And see, that's not challenging, that's just frustrating, you know? I've seen very few games pull that off well. And I'm not thinking of, you know what, Limbo pulled it off well, but that's because that game was all about death, so the constant trial and error of death was... Sorry, I'm getting on a tangent. So yeah, I'm conflicted, because on one hand it's good, like for the gameplay it'd be so frustrating if they noticed her running around like a chicken with her head cut off, but at the same time I'd rather she just wasn't running around like a chicken with her head cut off, and I know that's probably more difficult to do, but I feel like if anyone could have done it, it probably would have been Naughty Dog. So... I don't know, conflicted. It doesn't ruin the game ultimately, but it does mess with the atmosphere a little. Oh, hey, a pipe. Yeah.
See where this leads.
Is that what was that, a lizard that clipped through the wall? Alright, well.
Yeah, this looks right.
Ooh, shovel.
Stay
Mine.
close.
At least we're out of the rain.
I'm annoyed that it lets me pick up a random bit of wood as a weapon, but not a shovel. I want to be Shovel Knight. Fine difference between challenge and miserable tedium. That's very true.
I think we can squeeze through here.
And yeah, it's... like I said, I really appreciate the decision not to make it so Ellie can alert guards. But I guess I would have preferred that Ellie just be... like, have a better AI. I guess. I don't... It's kind of... It's a difficult thing, because it was probably the best solution they could have made under the circumstances. But... And no, I'm not planning on digging something, but I want to go around hitting people with a shovel. I want to turn Joel here into Ruel from Wakfu, clearly. That's which, by the way, if any of you haven't seen Wakfu, brilliant. It's a fun MMO on Steam, too, but the show based on it is surprisingly, like, one of the greatest things ever. So, alright, moving on.
Target's still on the loose, sir. Break off pursuit and report back to Sector 11.
I don't think they see us.
Well, and now they left, right?
Stay in the shadows.
Sneaking. 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 Oh, Sneak King. Yeah, that's great. That's what I need. I need a skin for Joel to be the Burger King in reference to Sneak King. That'd be great.
Are we safe?
I should analyze that game.
Still around.
See how well that goes. Turn it into like a giant metaphor for capitalism or something.
Sure thing, boss.
Oh my gosh. That would actually work. It'd be stupid and obviously stretching it, but you could totally make it make Sneak King into like a metaphor for like advertisement and marketing agencies or something, like sneaking up behind you and surprising you with something pleasant, but actually being horrifying monsters in a boring game or something. I don't... It would be so stupid, but it could technically work. That's
Yes, up through
kind
here
of
through this pipe.
that kind of interpretation is fun.
I think we can make it through here.
I think it's important not to take it too seriously, but it's fun. No. Let's see, 355. All right. Ah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Jesus.
Oh, I can't crouch under the water. Water, water, water. Okay, yeah, see, that's good. Would have been nice if they stopped the stream, like you can still kind of see it continuing underneath him, but the little splats of water are really nice. Alright. Sorry, I'm weird. I'm not super, like, if a game's graphics aren't the best, I don't care. I'm not super into visual fidelity, but I love it. When it does look good, I love it. I really enjoy seeing all the little details they put in and stuff. So.
Alright, there you go.
Look, what was the plan? Let's say that we deliver you to the Fireflies. What then?
Marlene's
She said that they have their own little quarantine zone with doctors there still trying to find a cure.
Yeah, we've heard that before, huh, Tess?
And that whatever happened to me is the key to finding a vaccine.
Oh, Jesus.
It's what she said.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Hey, fuck you, man. I didn't ask for this.
Me neither. Tess, what the hell are we doing here?
What if it's true?
I can't...
What if, Joel? I mean, we've come this far. Let's just finish it.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
I get it.
I'm... Thus far, Tess has been the one seeing this as a job, you know, like right at the beginning, you know, she said it's just cargo. She wasn't even considering Ellie to be a person, just something they had to move. Joel has been resistant to the thing the whole time. At first out of self-preservation, but at this point I'm not entirely sure. I feel like... Interpreting Joel's character is interesting when it comes to a lot of these things, because he's clearly still being haunted by Sarah and F. Sorry, this is dying. I'm gonna get my wireless keyboard from my other computer and just look at the screen over there. Gotta love the modern era when we have like 5 computers all over the place. Well, I'll just keep talking while I'm at it. Joel at this point, I wonder, and I'm not entirely sure, but I wonder if Joel is being is making his decision, not his decisions, but is being hesitant in this largely because he sees Sarah and Ellie already. Obviously, that kind of comparison is going to happen one way or another down the line with a story like this, but yeah, Ugly Pig Beast, that's... I think that's basically what I'm getting at least partially. I think part of it is that he doesn't want to be heard like that again, but part of me also wonders if he's afraid of the... afraid of the idea of someone replacing Sarah, once again with heavy air quotes. That is an actual thing. Not just fear of being hurt again, but fear of the actual feelings of the actual connection itself. And I'm wondering if that's going on for him at the moment, or if it's still just preservation. And I'm not sure between those two. At this point, it's pretty clear that Joel has a strong sense of self-preservation and that that's more important to him, but it's also, as I said earlier, regarding Tess and how he reacted to her coming back, you know, from the job alone and stuff like that, that he also has a strong need to protect his own, that he still sees himself as a protector figure. Whereas in this scenario, when given the opportunity to be a protector figure, he is hesitant and doesn't want to do it. So I think it's an interesting read of him, and I'll think about that more later and in the context of the rest of the game and see how well that holds up. But it's an interesting thought that I'm going to take a sec to write down in the notes, and then we'll get back to playing. I actually work at 5:30, so I don't know how much longer I'll be able to play before I'll have to start getting ready for that. But I will be continuing this stream at random times. Unfortunately, I'm supposed to get this done a lot earlier than I feel like I can. So life has been crazy when it comes to the show for the last little while. So I don't really have time to have like a scheduled regular playtime or anything. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook, then there will be alerts about this whenever I start, and you can keep up with it if you like. Once again, it's Games as Literature. I forget if I have my Twitch account set up so it has that information on it, but if you want to keep up with this, you can just do that and check it when you can. I'm also having these videos saved so you can go back and watch it if you missed something. So, alright. This makes Tess interesting to me too. Sorry, I can't talk about other things and write about this at the same time, so excuse the silence, but just a sec. Okay. Tess, I haven't given Tess too much thought as a character, mostly because she's only really in it for so long, but her transformation here is interesting too, because she has always struck me, and again, part of this was actually just kind of a misinterpretation on my part, because I was seeing Joel as myself in a way, which interestingly enough, like I wouldn't have expected that, because the first playthrough taught me how much of a mistake that was, but I was seeing him kind of as myself and putting kind of a neutral good alignment on him, whereas Tess was stabbing people in the throat when she didn't really need to, so I interpreted her as more hardcore and violent and less caring than Joel. But that's not necessarily accurate. They're kind of both are in the same place as far as I can tell so far. But she's the one at this point who's more optimistic about this. They've both, I assume there's something in their past specifically involving a cure, because, yeah, I mean, you know, that pointed look when Joel was all like, we've heard that before, haven't we, Tess, or something like that. It was, said a lot for a little look, but it makes me wonder if, I mean, one way or another, it seems that Tess is more willing to accept hope like this. Joel, oh, that's actually an interesting Joel is at this point being kind of fatalistic, I guess. I mean, you know, he's seen it hasn't worked. Maybe just realistic. That's certainly how he sees it. But, well, yeah, Tess. Well, see, saying bought into the notion makes it sound a little bit like Tess is like being misled, like a naive little lamb, and that's not necessarily the case. Especially, yeah, well, I won't say anything about the ending, but she's more quick to accept that there's a possibility. You know, when she heard that, she just says, what if? You know, like, if there's a chance, it must happen. Whereas Joel, of course, is far more pessimistic about it, and he's being kind of fatalistic. Tess seems to be more open to the idea of hope than Joel, and this makes me want to find out more about her past, because with Joel, we can see why. We can see some things that happened in his past, most specifically, of course, the death of Sarah, that would lead to the death of any particular hope that he felt he could have. But I'm curious as to why, despite them very much being on the same wavelength so far, Tess is more willing to accept the possibility of a cure than him. It's just interesting. So anyway, I'll keep going.
This way. If we cut through downtown, we can hit the Capitol building by sunrise.
We hope.
Random note too, moving between cutscenes and gameplay is something that Uncharted pioneered, and previously games like Final Fantasy VII actually pioneered, but so, you know, that's nothing new here, but I love the man, that's kind of an awkward floating animation for those leaves. Just kind of I forget what I was saying now.
I guess this is what these buildings look like up close.
Man, they are tall. Oh, man.
So what happened here?
They bombed the hell out of the surrounding areas to the quarantine zones, hoping to kill as much of the infected as possible.
Bearded, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. If you haven't played the game, then you'll have to wait for the ending to find out.
It worked.
Oh, unless you're just posing the question based on what the game says, in which case I still won't say anything for those who haven't, but, yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The ability to pause during cutscenes. I mean, this isn't the first game to do it or anything, but thank God we eventually figured that out, because as cutscenes and storytelling became more important in games, it became more and more unacceptable. Heck, I remember as a kid, you know, situations where, like, I was watching a cutscene and then something would happen, or Mom would be calling for me or something, and I'd be like, sorry, I can't pause. If I skip, I won't know what happened, and it's terrible. I don't know why that didn't happen sooner, so I'm glad it's happening more often now. So I love the cheesy posters too. On the narrow frontier between sleep and death, her darkest thoughts are about to waken. Yeah, that's a neat like the V going up and then the A going down. That's a neat typography thing. But anyway, yeah, I don't remember anything about Tess and her background being said really.
What the hell hell was that?
Tess, you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, my answer to that question then, Bearded, is that I don't know. I don't think the game specifies.
Are we safe?
So.
For now. Come on.
See, images like this is kind of one of those things where, like, whenever you see stuff like this, stuff like the trees growing in the middle of a city, there's kind of automatically...
We need to get around this mess.
There's kind of an automatic theme of, like I said, the tension between nature and civilization and nature taking it back. Whenever you see stuff like this, you know, the natural world essentially taking over back after humanity was ruling it. If you want to make the claim that humanity ever truly ruled it, but this game, of course, by the fact that the zombie infestation is a plant-based thing, makes that even more apparent, which is why I'm going to be paying particularly close attention to trying to decipher that, despite those themes not being my strong points, so we'll see.
This is the downtown area?
It was. Now it's a giant wasteland.
Let's see, yeah, ultimately what matters more than whether or not a cure is possible is which characters think a cure is possible and how that affects their actions. Aha! I am climbing on all of the things. Go me. There is nothing to be gained for being up here, but, still. Oh man, I thought that was like water or something. That's crazy. But yeah, ultimately, what matters is less whether a cure is possible in this scenario and whether, you know, which characters are motivated by the possibility of a cure, if that makes sense. Good. I got discussion going in comments.
You find anything over there?
No.
Keep looking.
Bottle.
You just stay close to her for now.
And just stick the bottle in his pants. Oh, right. All the hard stealth stuff is coming up soon. Bottles shatter, though. That's neat. I like shattering things. They're dynamic and interesting. In video games, that is. I don't go around breaking stuff in real life for that. Usually.
It's been ripped apart. Body's pretty fresh.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it might be. Let's not stick around.
Oh, really? I don't remember bricks getting smashed. Man, sorry, now I'm talking about smashing and shattering stuff while the comments are still also talking about how the game promotes questions about human behavior. Now all of a sudden I'm not the pretentious one here. So, that's fun. I'm joking about pretension, by the way. I think that word is horribly overused for things it's not supposed to be used for. Basically, whenever someone talks about something people don't understand, they're like, ah, this is pretentious, and that's dumb. Sorry, the PS4, like, doesn't do formatting very well, so I end up trying to read your comments, and there are words, like, cut halfway through and continued on the next line, and that's weird, but, wouldn't do it if they weren't reasonably certain, I think, is more the way to do it. And again, that comes down to their perception more than the actual reality, probably. But the question of whether a possibility is enough to, justify that kind of behavior is a question that comes up more later, so I'll be talking about that one plenty later on. If you guys are lucky, I'll only be talking about this game for like an hour after the closing credits. We'll see. It might be more. Yeah, I appreciate you guys talking about it without explicit spoilers, because like I said before, I really don't like the idea of watching games like this instead of playing them, but at the very least, if there are people here who are watching this having not played the game, I at least don't want to spoil that stuff for them. if people are going to use this as their first experience of the game, I'd like to be as good a one as possible. So, let's read this thing. It's the key to a good experience. Let's see. Failed operations log. Negative contact at LZ. Negative contact. Oh, very mad about there being no contact. Man, for how upset he was at there being no contact, he doesn't seem too happy when there finally is. Yes, yeah.
So these guys died waiting for backup. God damn it. Clicker.
What's wrong with its face?
That's what years of infection will do to you.
So what? Are they human?
Sort of.
Oof.
They see using sound.
Like bats?
Like bats. If you hear one clicking, you gotta hide. That's how they spot you.
And you know, that is a mild, it's not a big deal. Little inconsistencies like that aren't a huge problem for me. I don't really care much. But, oh, hey, I should get out my backpack and craft some things. No, that's not what I meant. No? How do I get the backpack out? There we are. Is, like a shiv's all I can make? Well, I could use some, so... Do I not? Oh, I'm carrying as many as possible. The stealth... Oh, freaking wrong button. The stealth sequence coming up is a really tough one. Mostly because it's the first one, honestly. They're probably tougher later on, but every time... I'm gonna silence my phone. It keeps telling me about wizards that came from the moon. So, I'm gonna make it stop doing that. They do... Yeah, okay, so this first encounter coming up here, I feel like... I mean, I've played through it 3 times, because the first time... sorry, 2 times. This will be the 3rd. The first time was the first time I played the game, obviously. Second time was when I got it on PS4 and started playing it through, but didn't actually finish that playthrough. I didn't get much farther than this, actually. And, I think it's just the fact that it's the first time. You've been sneaking around normally and stuff, and yet here they introduce automatic fill states, like clickers. Yeah, I'm going to need to keep in mind what you guys are discussing here, because that'll be important, I think. But anyway, yeah, it gets difficult here. But then also, they talk about how clickers see you with the sound, you know, like bats, and they make sound, and then when it reflects, they know where you are or whatever. But that's not usually how it goes, as far as I'm remembering in the gameplay. It's a matter of making sound instead of being there. You know, as long as you're quiet, you're fine. And that's good typical stealth gameplay, but
it feels like it's about to fall apart.
But not. It's not what it says, how it says they work. So it's a little weird. At least it gives a good reason why light isn't a thing, isn't a concern for them, and you can keep your lights on. Not sure why the lights don't work for everything else, but... I mean, these are just minor elements of I hesitate to call it ludonarrative dissonance because it's such a simple problem compared to that, but, yeah. I think I'm close to you, that's true. Yeah, maybe the clicking just isn't loud enough and, only works at close range. And yes, they build tension. I was talking earlier about the quiet times of the game, and at this point, that certainly is partially to build tension, which is good. You know, a good game like this that relies a lot on tension will often use quiet times, not just for the sake of a rest, but for the sake of preparing for the next encounter, you know, and the tension's important.
Give me a hand with
this. Do not want... Wow, that actually took my health down a little bit anyway.
You alright?
I'm gonna...
Search for supplies.
Shit. Oh, that was intense.
Also, I usually have mixed feelings, or sometimes have mixed feelings about kids swearing so much in games, but, or in story, you know, movies and whatever too, but, you know, certain scenarios it just makes perfect sense, and this is definitely one of them. I love it about Ellie. She's very clearly, you know, she's seen some stuff, and,
Here, patch yourself up.
I already did.
Appreciate it.
Oh. So she just taught me how to craft them now? Why didn't she do that the first time? Or why didn't I know that already? Yeah, I'm happy to do that though. I do need it. I'm not sure if this is what you're talking about necessarily, Bearded Siam, but it is certainly possible to get lost in the mechanics of the game and lose track of exactly what you're trying to accomplish, what to do. I think that's a common problem right now, as it stands, for video games, is that we don't necessarily think of them, like, even when we're thinking about them as a story, so much of it is the gameplay that we think about that more, because it's the constant here. And I think we're working on getting better at that, but it really just comes down to a different way of thinking about games that we have not even really begun to accomplish, honestly. At least not on a large scale. Again, I don't know entirely if that's what you're talking about, but... Bottle! Oh, I have a bottle. And yeah, Ellie is a product of her world, most certainly, and in a situation like this, alright. Special cola. Oh. Pacifica. Oh, okay, yep, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, in a case like Ellie's... Well, yeah, exactly, the game does it very well.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, we'll get out of here, but I need to explore everything and find all the things first. Have I been in here already, or did that just repeat? Oh no, I think that just repeated. Oh, right, because this is where... Okay, got it. Okay.
Get me up there. I'll check it out. Up there. Look. Yeesh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Kind of surprised his foot is still, helping out there.
Just see if there's a way through.
Yeah, see, and the fact that people... Oh, it's just such a great atmospheric detail that... I mean, you know, when there's, like, a body hanging there, in most games they ignore that. You know? Like, when you're going around in Gears of War, they don't go like, oh, man, that sucks, that... Or, you know, react like they're disgusted or whatever. They just... be surrounded by dead people. It doesn't really matter. But... That's nice. It's again, it's such a tiny detail, such a little thing to just have some characters go, ugh, when you come across a particularly grisly corpse or something, but it adds so much humanity to these characters. You know, they're not just other people traveling next to you while you're playing a video game. They are people who are with you and reacting to the same things that you're seeing and reacting to, and that's just great. It's excellent. Oh, no.
It's clear. Come on, Ellie.
All right, kid, you're up.
Come on.
You got it.
Okay. Come on, big guy. Give me your hand. Let's go.
Should have, like, chucked it outside and hoped it would run off the edge. That would have been kind of funny. Alright, minor point 2, and it's something that I'll talk about more, but I also need to pause to note. But it would make sense more for me to talk about it in this stream a little later when other events have happened. But I love that it's being established right now that Joel does need help with things, but Tess is the one here to help him with that. Ellie is just the girl that they're taking around. You know, they need to help her out, but ultimately when someone needs to pull Joel up a wall, it's going to be Tess. Oh, okay. I'll have to check. Right. But yeah, I think that's an important thing to establish at the moment, because for a variety of reasons, most of which I can't get into yet. Like I said, I'll talk about it more, but give me a second, I'll write it down. Alright. Sorry. Got it. Oh, wait, this is where it came from. Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Stupid clicker. Okay.
I think that's it. Ellie, you okay?
Other than shitting my pants, I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Let's go.
Give me a second.
Oh, that was weird. It kind of did a camera perspective shift thing.
There you go, ladies.
All right. Come on.
Oh, come on. Okay, there we are. I was pressing the wrong button to crouch.
Should we go back up?
This is crazy. Just
Yeah, that might be true, yeah. I hadn't noticed that, but I think you're right. Sorry, Ellie. Go on. I probably don't need to be crouching behind you like a creeper right now. I'll let her get off of this thing before I go. Go on. I don't want both of our weights on this next one. It is a pretty view, though. I do like that throughout all this, they keep the Capitol building that we're getting to as a noticeable landmark. It's kind of weird that it's the only thing that stands out here, but that's a great thing that we can do now in video games with good draw distance, kind of like the mountain in Journey, or just backgrounds, you know, like the mountain in Journey, or that last level in Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, when you can always see the bottom in the areas you've been to when you're climbing the tower.
Come on, Ellie.
Come on, Ellie. Yep, get off.
Don't look down. Just don't look down. You're okay. We got a way through.
Can I just say I love, too, that right there, that area, was not... I mean, like, you know, in most platforming games or whatever, it's always this teeny tiny little ledge that you kind of just on with your feet, but that's... I don't know. I like that the game isn't so worried about building tension through little details like that they have other ways of doing it, that they don't feel the need to make it, like, weirdly dangerous. Like, if I was in that situation and I saw something like that, I wouldn't try. You know, but something like that, I would. Like, that's more reasonable, and they don't need to rely on little things like that to build tension, so they don't. They keep it more realistic. I like that. You know what, for some odd reason I hadn't caught on to the Tess and Joel, like Tess making the decisions, Joel being the enforcer dynamic somehow. So thank you guys for bringing that up. I'm going to write it down real quick. All right. Oh, yeah, no, I could do a whole friggin' analysis specifically on this game from a feminist perspective if I wanted to. So, yeah. I'm gonna get out the backpack and make another shiv. Okay. Yeah. For that matter, now that I can't think of one character who is a male leader in this game, and he's not a good person. Not necessarily that, you know, men are terrible and women are great is the message of feminism. It's obviously not, but just the fact that there are so many strong, meaning well-developed, but also capable female characters in this game, and leaders for that matter, is definitely a strong point, I think. So, alright, I do love this element of the game, that you can carry other guns, but they're all stored in the backpack, and you can only carry as many as you have holsters, and that's just an excellent way of making it so you can still easily switch between two weapons, but hold more. I love that. It's a mechanical thing, not going to be in the analysis, because my analyses are strictly about storytelling, and that doesn't really affect the storytelling, but I guess it might be brought up when I'm talking about tension and gameplay, but yeah. Alright. Oh, I guess that's probably true, huh? Weird. Alright, so, if there's anything holding up to bring the inventory, cycle through... Okay. This is definitely the better gun.
I'll go check it out. Stay with the girl.
Is this the hard part? Yes, it is. This bit. Okay. Seriously, I just feel like if they were gonna do like an introductory stealth thing, they maybe could have made it a tiny bit easier. This whole bit is just absurd. Because this isn't, you know, I can't just sneak around on this one. I need to clear it out for them. And... oh, crap. Snap. Yeah. Crap. Ah. Shiv. Oh. I thought it, if I had shivs, it'd let me, like, interrupt them. Maybe I need to gain that later or something. Oh, wait. Am I down here? Oh, crap. Of course I am. Okay, I'll take care of this guy first, I guess. Yeah, I think the first time I played it, I eventually finished my way through, but it took so long to play it. And this is, I think, where accessibility does become a bit of a problem for the game. I love that these situations are tense. I love that they're difficult, but it also gets to a point where a less patient and less... I hesitate to say skilled because I'm actually really bad at these stealth segments. But, you know, a player with less experience and less patience when it comes to this sort of thing would be at a serious loss and would probably get frustrated enough to stop playing the game. And for a game with this good narrative and presentation, I think that's kind of a shame. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I think this is hard largely because it's as difficult as it is, probably. I'm gonna need to go around and take the others out the other way. Just because, you know, eventually you get used to it and you can start taking them out with ease, but this is difficult now, I think, precisely because I haven't really dealt with this scenario yet until now. Oh, is he gonna come over? Probably not. They're probably on like a loop patrol. Yeah, okay. I don't really need the light, so I'm not gonna use it. Ugh. Oh, crap. Don't look this way. Ah! Also, their heads move, and it's hard. Ah, seriously? Crap. Really? I'd honestly be a little confused if I lost them. Come on, grab. Okay. Oh. Man. I was hoping they wouldn't notice that. Okay, I can take this guy out before the clicker gets to me. Crap. Nope. I am so bad at hitting their heads in this game. I don't know why. Headshots are like what I freaking do in most shooters, but for some reason... just does not work for me in this game. Their heads are also very, I mean, you know, all over the place with their movements. If I can manage to sneak up on him, if he comes closer this way, then I can shiv him, I think, right? That's true too. There we are. All right.
All right, come on down.
Crap. These bits.
Joel.
Let's just get out of here.
No, that's not what I meant to do. Wood. Oh, right, I need to hold it to swap that. Hold. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not on accident. I guess that's part of what makes this great and also still difficult. My health is full, so using a health kit to pick that one up wouldn't make any sense. Yeah. And see, that is, again, a thing I love about this game. As difficult and frustrating as it can be sometimes for it to be like this, it is tense as heck. It is... it's just, they do it very well. They deliberately design basically everything so it comes out as this sort of tension. There is never just casually shooting dudes. It's always a matter of carefully trying to get out of a situation alive, and that is great. And for that matter, coming from the people who made Uncharted. I mean, I love Uncharted, but... And I mean, not to say Uncharted isn't tense, but it's not tense in the same way. There's no question of, like, I don't know. You're still just mowing dudes down in Uncharted. It's a I have no idea where to go apparently. It's kind of famous for that, like among, you know, more thoughtful game criticism, that it's an excellent series, of course, but it is definitely one of the ones where you just kill hundreds of people, and don't put all that much thought into. Oh, hey, there we are. Don't actually put all that much thought into it or what you're doing, and the implications of whether Nathan is really justified in it are never truly brought up. You know, they're mentioned a few times, but kind of in typical, you know, oh, we're the same villain monologues. But then the creators of Uncharted go on to make this, where every encounter is very specific about the, you know, the weight and difficulty and tension of your actions, and it's just excellent and incredibly impressive.
All right, Tess, go.
All right, hold on.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even realized that we're at a slant. So. Yeah, that's true. Hey, come on. The Last of Us is interesting in that, like, as the genre typically goes in video games, I'm not sure I'd call it survival horror, but,
Doing all right?
like, I mean, you know, just because generally survival horror games are more scary. Like, Uncharted is not about scaring... sorry, not Uncharted. The Last of Us is not about scaring you, but it is about making you really consider survival. And really, oh, man.
Down we go.
This is a cool location.
Yeah, let's get to it.
You
get through here.
The survival is definitely true, and the survival... It's horror through the need for survival, I guess. Like, it's not about... Yeah. Oh, no, trust me. None of that was saying the Uncharted series was bad. I think the whole killing hundreds of people without putting thought into it is a little problematic, but it's a problem that we have so commonly in video games right now that it's understandable that it doesn't... You know, that it's there. Yeah, true. I am looking forward to the new Uncharted game, but I feel like they can't...
Get back.
There's nowhere to go but down after this one, so I don't know.
You want to take it easy.
Hey, you're the one always going on about laying low.
And you always brush me off.
Well, not this time.
I believe it when I see it.
Huh. I feel like that's more further confirmation about them having something of a history. And for that matter, that Joel was the one who wanted to settle down, and that she always didn't. I guess that also kind of comes back into what you guys were talking about her calling the shots. Water droplets. Oh, really? No water? Okay, there we are. Sorry, I love that effect. It makes me happy, so, Can Ellie jump up there all by herself? Yeah, she can. Okay, cool. Oh, of course, I realized I was sneaking and then stood back up again and then went back down. Yeah, The Last of Us is definitely more about emotions than fun, but then Uncharted, when it's at its best, is often trying for that too. The bit near the end of Uncharted 2 when you're trying to save Elena is... And, you know, I won't give any more details for spoiler reasons, but is one of my favorite parts of the series, and part of the reason why I think 2 is the best. Not all of the reason, obviously. There are a lot of other reasons why 2 is the best of the series, but that's definitely part. But yeah, this definitely is more about emotional connection, whereas Uncharted is basically, hey, here's this great action movie, except you're part of it, and it's great. All right.
Through here.
Emotionally draining. Yeah, that's a good way to compare them. Here, let me make some things. Definitely could use an extra shiv. Definitely could use an extra health kit. Man, I just realized I did actually get out of that without actually getting hit, didn't I? It was difficult, and I ran and wasted a whole ton of bullets, but... Oh, this bit too. Alright. Yeah, you guys do need to remember that your comments get to me probably like 30 seconds or so. I don't know, I haven't super tested it. 15? Oh, okay, apparently my wife's tested it. About 15 seconds or so, I guess, after I actually say or do things. But yeah, I don't know, I always try and keep my shivs up. I want to... Oh, a free shiv in the next section. Well, maybe I'll use one and then pick it up.
Firefly.
Yep. These guys aren't doing well in or out of the city. Let's hope they're...
No. Thanks, tutorial, for interrupting Joel. But okay. Yeah, those are nice.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh, so Molotovs aren't Oh man, I lit it and then put it in my pocket. That dude, you don't light a Molotov cocktail and then stuff it in your pants. That's not gonna turn out well. Alright, yeah, haha. No, it's a delay. Apparently it's a much better delay than YouTube. I've been streaming on YouTube when I have been streaming lately, just because it's not a major thing that I do. The show is the main thing. Games is Lit 101. This is streaming is just something I do on occasion. And like I said, this is the first time I've streamed with intent to analyze like this, so it's fun. But they haven't made things better yet. But I figured if it's not going to be my main thing, I may as well keep it all in one place. And it's been working all right. So, but this is nice. This is definitely nice. Twitch, they've been doing it longer, so obviously they have it down. I'm hoping YouTube gaming works well, but we'll see. So all right, meet up with second Firefly team at Capitol Building. Okay.
They're from the quarantine zone.
See? They're not our guys.
Okay. And of course all these things have already been looted and I don't get any free soda.
Over there, it's him.
Shit. God, we're almost out. Okay, Joel, you take point. I'll watch the rear. Ellie, no matter what, you stay right on his heels. Sure. You stay sharp.
I got it.
Okay. Yep. Alright. Okay, well, oh, when the conversation happens? Oh, in there? Oh man, yeah, you did mean, soon. Alright, I'll probably end up using a shiv on a clicker or 3, so, I'll try and remember to come back for that. That said, I think I'm gonna have to do that next time. I'm gonna need to leave to, head to work soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop now because I know this section takes a little while and I'm probably gonna fail a bunch of times anyway, so, for now, oh yeah, there is a nice immediacy to it. I very much love the idea that I can. That's kind of why I wanted to do this and was hoping it was working, and it seems to be working all right. I love the idea of me, playing through it and working towards the analysis and stuff like that with you guys being able to participate. I don't know how many of you, since I haven't done this on Twitch before, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the show versus how many of you just randomly found me here, but it's very enjoyable. I like this, so. But yeah, I will need to go for now. Like I said, I don't really have time to schedule this out necessarily. So, unfortunately, I can't tell you to expect me on again at any particular time, but I might be back on tonight playing this. So either way, like I said, I will put alerts out whenever I am streaming again on the Games as Lit Twitter feed and Facebook page. So if you follow either of those, I'll let you know. Or, of course, there's a way to follow people on Twitch, I assume. Like I said, I haven't used Twitch much. But yeah, so if you are available later and want to see more of it, then, go ahead and just follow me at one of those locations, and you'll find out when it's happening, and I would love to have you guys back. Yeah, I'm glad this seems to have worked. I was afraid it'd be really boring having me pause the game and, just talk on and on about it all the time, but I very much enjoyed it for the sake of analysis, and interacting with you guys while I'm at it has been great, so I will definitely continue to do it. So, like I said, might be able to be on tonight. Regardless, I will post about it, so if you want to find out more, follow Games as Lit somewhere, like on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch, and I'll see you guys later. It's been fun, and I hope to continue later. So, have a good one.